All right.
together.
Well, my microphone is fixed. I gotta fix the audio levels because it looks like it's too loud now. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It lost my audio device. All my settings got screwed up this week. Hello, Twitch.
When last we left our
Welcome
heroes.
to the Wanderers Guild. Thank you,
You haven't-
Sirenscape.
Thank you, Sirenscape.
You haven't been able to hear me for 10 minutes. All right. Shout out to Sirenscape, who do all of our audio and sound effects. We did not play last week. This is a makeup session on a different night than usual. We normally play on Wednesdays. Introduction to our characters. Velas Thrice Wanted.
Hello.
Grunralk Wet Nurse. Ayan Eye Patcher. And Vergello, Mother of Dragons. When last we left our heroes, they fled the town of Amber's Peak straight into a random encounter with a bunch of harpies. While they were in the town, Velas unmasked a mysterious overlord who had a nasty skull face. His face was missing, and he had haphazardly patchworked facial features. Really gross. And was breathing fire a little bit, and then he got very angry and started casting fire spells everywhere, and she had to jump in the river and then shapeshift in order to escape.
Into Mrs. Polymore,
Into
who
Mrs.
no one
Palmer,
wants.
Who no one wants. Everyone wants Velas. Nobody wants Mrs. Polymore. Meanwhile, Vergello hatched a dragon out of an egg and then had it taken away from him by a big other dragon.
I lost my child.
He lost his
Not
child.
the mama.
My
Not
boy.
Not the mama, not the
Not my boy.
the boy.
My brand.
Father, help.
And now the party finds themselves in the wilderness awaiting meetup with Skylia of Horn, who helped them escape with 4 fine riding steeds. Did I cover everything on the recap?
Did you say we're awaiting her? Oh, we are, aren't we? We're going.
Yeah, you're looking for a meeting place. You were told to meet there after 48 hours, I believe.
don't
the
know.
Dagger Stone.
And we got the
How-
treasure map from turning in the boar or killing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
killing the boar.
Killing the boar. I broke empathy and rode off for the night. I don't know how important that is in a recap.
That's
But
right.
it happened.
Yep.
And I broke empathy because of my cool dagger.
Yep. So we are reconvening in the wilderness, and this
You
is
want to do
a
willpower?
crossroads session here. We have many directions we can go, and we're gonna go seek the Dagger Rock is your next objective.
You need to add how many willpower points we all have, or update that.
It's no longer on the overlay because I changed out the overlay, so
Interesting. Okay.
I will be re-adding that later.
So where is this Dagger Rock?
Yeah,
West
so
update.
she told you it was a Dagger Rock west of town. You fled in a hurry and didn't get a chance to look at it, so you'll have to double back a bit and find it along the lakeshore somewhere.
So we passed it?
Yeah, probably. She told you that it was just outside of town and you wanted to run as far as
Oh,
you could.
just outside of town west. Okay.
Yeah,
We're trying to get a little spacey space.
spacey space, yeah.
Are we
So-
in or the red flag?
I'm going to,
Obviously, we're the red flag. Have you seen how our characters operate?
total red flag.
I'm a green
This
flag
whole
for
party
sure.
is a
for sure.
total red flag.
Everyone wants me.
Hmm.
Green flag.
When are we?
When are we? Yeah, I was just...
Yeah.
The reason I got quiet was because I was switching to that tab. There we go.
We are morning. I don't think that we did roll food and water before we left last time.
Yeah.
I see it when I scroll up.
We're going to declare that it is morning of the second day and that you are seeking the Dagger Rock leading up to it. So let's make a... Whoever is Ye Navigator, make a lead the way roll. And here's the situation. This is a landmark that stands out fairly well, but if this lead the way roll is failed, you might be spotted on the roads by patrols now that there's people
Ooh,
looking
Not
for you. So
worry,
this is
everyone.
this is an attempt to find the Dagger Rock while keeping a low profile kind of lead the way roll. You're looking for a pass through the hills that keeps you relatively well concealed without accidentally showing off where you are. So
Is it possible for me to be a little ways back from everyone on my cool horse Cider?
Separate from the party trailing along behind? You can, sure.
Yes, just to see them in the distance. I'm just thinking, I know that there are patrols out looking for us, and they're more likely to spot a group than a single person. I don't want to get found.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Are we ready?
Put up, RL style, riding my horse.
All right, let's do it. Lead the way.
Jeez.
Woo-wee!
God, Ian.
Sketchy roll. There was a close call. A patrol
wasn't.
came by. It was like that Lord of the Rings scene where they dive off of the road and he's like,
In the woods.
"Get down, you fools! Get down!" Yeah, that happened. You see a bunch of riders just go tearing out across the countryside. You spot Dagger Rock. It is a tall, sharp, jagged, rocky peak sticking up alongside the lake. It's about 300 feet tall and is clearly visible from the surroundings, but at its base there's a cluster of low hills and a little cluster of trees along the lake shore, so you can go down to its base and be fairly well concealed from the countryside around you.
So we just need to hang out around here for 2 days?
She told you that on the morning of the second day she would meet you there, and it is now morning of the second day.
He fast forwarded us.
We've
Some time had passed because you had fled during the day and then had the harpy encounter and then set up camp at night. I'm just fast forwarding to the meeting.
Oh, I was gonna fish.
You can fish.
I was looking for downtime to fish for
I
food.
also would like to.
Go ahead and everybody make a downtime roll of your choice if there's something you want to do. Either learning a talent or fishing or whatever. But
Yeah,
since I'm
I'm-
fast forwarding the narrative, I will not charge you for food this day.
Okay, I'm foraging for food.
He is graceful.
What is foraging roll again?
I am a generous god,
Dang.
but Vergello is a terrible, terrible fisherman.
I think
Hey,
it's
me
a
too.
survival roll.
Survival.
What was the question?
Foraging roll is survival.
Yeah, and I think it's modified by the season or the terrain or something. So let me check on that. Journeys. It is springtime in open terrain. Foraging is at a -1.
Well, we didn't get any successes anyway.
Okay.
We're
Yeah,
so great at this.
you're just in open rolling plains, and it's hard to find food out here.
We're stressed about our meeting.
Foraging is a
Very good.
-1, but hunting is at a +1 right now because it's springtime in open terrain.
Oh no!
Is
I should
hunting a
have been
survival
hunting.
roll?
Yeah, it requires that you have a bow or other hunting implement,
Oh.
I believe.
Can I hunt with a knife?
No.
Gotta get close.
You did sneak up on a fire-breathing boar and stab it in the head that one time, but
Are you sure?
under the rules as written, you can't hunt game.
We should have tried
Damn.
a bite of it.
All right. How does talent things work? I got to
Just roll
roll
your wits.
wits
Yeah.
and then spend 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Mhm.
get it. Unless you're like leveling up.
Ah.
Is this a new talent or are you leveling one up?
It's a
New
new talent.
Oh, look at that music. Look at that. You can't look at it, but you can hear it and it's lovely.
Can
It's
you?
okay.
I can't hear.
I
it.
will learn it later.
It's like some flute music.
Reminds me a bit of Ocarina of Time.
Is it in Twitch right now? Because I didn't hear it in that chat.
It's in our chat.
It might just be too low for you to hear. It's
I don't
streaming
hear it
over
on
our chat.
Twitch. Oh,
It's on Twitch. It just the levels might need adjusting. I did adjust the levels
Yeah, I
up after somebody said that the music wasn't easy to hear on Twitch. I
It is
might need to do it
really
more
low on
because I'm
Twitch.
still guessing.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear. I turned it up. It was
Okay.
way low. I
Okay.
hear it.
Noted. I'll adjust the levels when I get a gap or between sessions to get it a little more audible on Twitch. Woo! Then it totally. Then the music just hopped. All right. So, you are out here in the wilderness waiting around under Dagger Rock. Were there any other rolls to be made? Or are we good to go?
I think that's everyone.
Goes.
Nope.
All right.
I have to try again later.
Who wants to be a scouty scout?
I'll be a scouty scout.
Go ahead and make a scouting roll.
I'm real good at scouting sometimes.
If you get a success, you see this from far away. If you don't get a success, then you don't see it until it's very, very close to you.
Until it's too late.
Too
Can anyone-
late!
Can people help me, or is it just me?
Scouting says... Keep watch. 1 max, no helping.
Are
Is
we
what it
keeping
says.
watch or are we scouting?
This is keep watch. Keep watch is a scouting roll.
Okay. I failed. Sorry,
All right.
guys.
You
Dice are not in our favor tonight.
You're keeping an eye out in general, peeking up over the rocks every so often. You look up out at the countryside and you spot a cloud of dust, and you realize that a group of horseback riders, 5 of them, are thundering towards you. And all you hear is the sound of hoofs, and you see the cloud of dust that they've kicked up leading into the small forest at the base of Dagger Rock. You did not get a glimpse of who.
Shit, we got company, and I'm gonna. Are we in a cave? Are we at the? Where are we?
You're in a
specifically?
sheltered valley at the base of Dagger Rock, along the side of the lake. So you're in sheltered terrain, but you're not in like a cave.
Is the pathway going to go directly next to us?
They seem to be riding towards you, and they weren't spotted until they were close. So everybody has a moment to do anything they want to prepare before they show up.
Really quick, the lake, has it got like branches and trees and kind of like things like over top of it? Is it kind of muddied? I'm
It's
just
a
curious,
big lake. It's like a couple of kilometers across, and you are on one shore of it. And the path down to the lake from where you are is just a little windy, muddy path that runs about 150 feet down to the edge of the water, where there's just a silty beach.
Okay, so we're not even close to the water.
Well, this might be our expected company, I guess.
I'm going to look for a place to hide.
I think
Okay.
some of us aren't wanted, so
Yeah, well, those of you who aren't wanted are more than welcome to show your faces.
forget
I'm
it.
wanted.
I
of.
think you and I are safe to talk to any travelers.
I don't know.
I'm
Granted, like I didn't hit anyone with a sword, but I definitely was there with Grunrock.
Well, I hit people with swords. It's okay. I'll stay
Well,
out
then
here.
I guess Dahlia and I are both.
I'm not gonna hide. I mean,
I'm hiding.
just
Do you want
wait.
Do you want a stealth roll out of me?
Yeah, you can roll stealth if you'd like to be hidden.
Please, good
It's not like I'm
God.
great at hiding, anyways.
Oh, yeah, me either.
Well, I used to be.
I'm pretty good at it.
Jeez.
It helps that I'm short.
I'm going to.
You're desperately looking for somewhere to hide and having a hard
I'm
time
gonna
finding it.
push it. I'm
Okay.
gonna push it.
Push it. Wow.
Really, really,
The-
really wants to be hidden.
The
I'm
damage, though.
enjoying seeing Velas panic for a place to hide. I'm imagining her like hiding behind a bush that's too small.
Fucking hell.
Not that.
Well, that's going to be 2 damage to your whatever it is agility, and
Yeah.
you are not well hidden. You're just scrabbling for a place to hide. You're trying to climb up a cliff face. You're just sliding down it and making rocks and dust fall and making lots of noise, and you finally just pick up a tree branch and hold it in front of your face, and everybody can clearly see you.
I'm like crouched next to the rock holding a tree branch, just like this is hidden, right?
You're
this is kinda hidden.
conspicuous.
You can do better than that, Velas.
Skylia of Horn comes thundering up with 4 other horseback riders behind her. They're all looking back over their shoulders and looking around. A couple of them have weapons drawn, and she holds her hand up like this, and they lower their weapons but do not sheath them. And she says, "Hail, friends! It's good to
morning.
see. It is good to see the 4 of you. I wonder where Velas could be."
Whew.
Uh,
Oh, my wrist, my ankles.
After cracking the joke, she goes serious business mode and looks very stern. And She says, we may not have much time. We probably all should not linger this close to town for very long. I will summarize events to the best of my ability, but things have not been good since you left. Zertorm is very angry. He's placed a bounty of 30 gold pieces on the head of the she-elf who bewitched him. He's also placed bounties of 10 gold pieces on each of the heads of her companions who came to town with her.
God dang, well, there goes my plan of making 30 gold.
Uh,
No, you can make more than that now. You can make 50 gold.
the fires are out and a substantial portion of the town is devastated, including much of Agerville. And she turns and looks behind her, and you see that Ager's seventh cousin, the owner of the inn that got burned down that you stayed in for multiple nights, is
He was
riding with
nice.
her. He's one of these riders.
Yeah.
The devastation wasn't our fault. I just, make that clear.
He looks downright upset. He just looks dead serious and deep in contemplation. She said, the dragon that attacked the town is Fraza the Eternal, also known as the Fire of Falander. She dwells in the burned ruins of the city on the southwest shores of the lake. She's been known to us for many years, but never has she made an appearance or made an attack on a human settlement. There are many putting bounties on her head in exchange for the devastation of a substantial portion of our town, but I see little purpose in getting involved in such hunts. She turns and gestures to the riders behind her. She introduces two other riders, whose names I don't have handy, as well as Gutharm, the warrior that Grunrock spoke to and did a performance with. She says, unfortunately, my companions and I are now in exile. It is known to the people of the town that I aided and abetted in your escape and granted you for riding horses. And Zertorm has ordered my arrest. And these are the only 4 companions of mine loyal enough to take flight with me in the night to evade capture. I'm afraid all of us are wanted, and my own clan has forsaken me. I tried pleading with Skunsa, who is the local leader of my clan, the local leader of the Galdanes in Amber's Peak, but he is too far gone. He is brainwashed with loyalty to Zertorm and will not question his status as the Prophet of Horn.
That's a real shame, because I'm pretty sure he's Zygofer.
Oh?
Yeah, he didn't respond too well to that name. People are... When you don't like being discovered for who you are, and you hear your name, you give off a vibe. It's the vibe you gave off.
We were able to speak only briefly. Can you tell me anything else about his face?
Not much. It was like it was completely melted off, almost decayed. It didn't give us... Jesus Christ, the suspense!
That
Jeez,
music got
mosquitoes
intense.
are terrible.
It sounded like mosquitoes to me, too. Thank you,
I thought it was
Sirenscape.
flies. Thank you, Sirenscape. She's talking about the K, and we get a fly sound.
Yeah.
It was perfect, but it was stressful.
I'm switching to the track called Just Birdies. All right.
His face was really decayed, and he seemed ancient. And like I said, he was enraged by the name Zygofer. He didn't want to remove his mask, and someone who's not pretending to be someone else wouldn't have much of a problem with it.
I don't know what to think.
I don't know.
Well, my company and I have a plan. We're going to ride to the southwest. There's a village in a forest in that direction that we've heard tales of called Hexenwald, which is supposed to be the dwelling place of several wise sages. We're going to go speak with them and bring with us the description of the face that you have seen to determine if they know anything about what sort of magic may be involved in this or about his history.
Well,
And
You should question them too on the ritual I was a part of. I mean, clearly he wanted something to do with that dragonling. I mean, even the priests of Horn seemed surprised that that stone started to hatch.
Marigold didn't seem surprised. Just wanted to add that, and perhaps he has more to do with
He
this
seems
than
like
me.
he just feeds off of chaos.
I can say he most certainly feeds off of chaos, thrives off of it, but
you know
I-
Marigal?
would not be so quick to throw him
Yeah.
into the
He
Unfair.
fire.
badass.
Unfortunately,
He's the most
badass.
famous bard in this entire, in the Western lands. Sorry, the Eastern lands that we're in. She says he's the most famous bard in the Eastern lands, and he's somewhat of a local folk hero. I have heard wide-ranging rumors about him. Some say that he's some sort of traveling magician, others that he's a god, others that he's a demon of sorts. He has been at Zertorm's right hand for quite some time. He makes many visits to the castle. He comes and goes from the town, and the people celebrate his every visit, but something about him I don't trust.
Agree not to trust him because he's shifty and not upfront about his shiftiness. But I don't think that he's Zygofer, let's use his name. I don't think he's Zygofer's ally. I think that he's playing a role. I think he's playing a part to get whatever he wants. And
Yeah,
it's
I
easier
think-
to be friends with the devil than to be in his path.
I definitely think that he's going to be a reoccurring person that shows up where the trouble is.
But like I said, he saved me. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. But he can't be all bad.
Well,
Do with that what you want.
there are many dark happenings afoot, and I hope that our paths will cross again. May I ask where you plan to head? What is your
Who
party's purpose?
Who asks where we plan to head? that's not a safe bit of information to just give out, Skylia.
we have a few leads on things, but our purpose is more or less our own. That's not that it's not to share, but more so that we're kind of figuring out what we're wanting to do.
Where do you think you'll eventually settle?
She says, I don't know. She says, I plan to make my way to the southwest to seek out the sages of Hexenwald and see if they can shed any light on the strange things we've experienced. I have heard that the dwarves in the west, in Stone Garden, might also distrust Zertorm. I might go speak to them to see if they know more. There's much unknown in these lands, and now that I've been driven from my tribe, all I can do is seek to clear my name by finding some sort of proof that this Zertorm is not who he says he is, so I will ride across the land from village to village and city to city and learn what I can about his great crusade hundreds of years ago. Perhaps there is some history I can bring back, some proof, or some way of further unmasking his identity. All I know is that he seems to have claimed control of my people, and until I can find a way to prove my suspicions, I will have no place among them, and so I am forced to wander with my loyal companions.
Well, we can also ask and do our own bit of researching as we move about, and perhaps when our paths cross again, we can share notes and maybe clear your name, perhaps our friends as well.
Very well.
Hopefully, if we're not wanted,
At least
I
of some
placed
of the
an order for
crimes she's
some
committed.
armor that I could really use.
I missed the beginning of what you said, Aimee.
I said, maybe one day if we're not wanted, we could go back. I placed an order for some armor. Clearly, I'm in a very dangerous line of work. So, it'd be nice to go back and get that one day.
Pretty sure the spiff got blown up.
Ager was just about to say that.
Oh,
Damn it! Why this is why I don't pay for shit?
I mean, I think it's going to be a long line to file your complaints with the dragon.
Kick the rock.
Are there any
Okay.
towns that have close relations with this town that we should be wary of with the bounty on our heads?
That's a good question.
Great question. Someone please take notes. I'll be right back.
So she'll tell you that Zertorm and the United Asleen clans dominate much of the plains of Margelda, which is the region that you are in now, and particularly the region to the southeast of Amber's Peak. And he will be, if you're wanted by the Galdane clans under his command, you won't be safe anywhere in the plains of Margelda without risking encountering some of them. There is some trade between these people and the dwarves of Stone Garden, which is to the southwest. And she says that there are bandit kings in Fallander, which is the burned husk of an old city on the opposite shores of this lake from where you are. And she says that they swear fealty to no master, but that Zertorm would not hesitate to try to hire mercenaries from among them to hunt for you, so expect word to spread in all of those directions. That's also where the dragon is rumored to dwell, somewhere in the ruins of that city. She says it was a city that was founded hundreds of years ago by human settlers from the west when they first came to these lands, and that it was burned down during the Alder Wars after Zertorm led a crusade against the local bandit lords. He made the plains safe, and he united the tribes, and he established Amber's Peak in an old ruin. And then a bunch of bandit lords retaliated by burning down the city of Fallander about 300 years ago. And since then, it's just been a ruin, but it is a haven for bandits and travelers, and it's rumored to have a dragon sleeping somewhere in its depths.
Well, I guess we've probably stood here for too long sharing information. We run the risk of being caught easily if we stay here much longer.
Okay.
We're sorry that things didn't turn out for the better for you. Thank you for the horses and your hospitality. And I hope our paths cross under better circumstances in the future.
She returns the sentiment. They're not going to camp here. They're just going to ride out. The last she knows about the local geography that she will tell you is that the sea lies to the east, and to the north is a wide, marshy river delta known as the Blush, where many of the Saurians live, the lizard folk. She says that you'll find many fishing villages along the coast, as well as the elven city of Pelagia, somewhere along the coast to the northwest or the northeast. And she from. Do you want her to see your map or no?
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about the secret map?
The treasure map.
Mm-hmm.
Who has the map?
Aimee.
Who did she give it
Probably
to?
me. I'll pull it out of my backpack.
Okay. She takes a look at the map. She says this looks like the mountains to the north, and that she recognizes the shape of the peaks that are sketched on the map, and that she thinks you're going to have to cross 2 rivers before you reach the region known as Far Vivend, which are kind of the northern cold plains, and that these mountains you're looking at are maybe 50 miles north of here, which is 6 to 8 hexes north, something like that.
Well, the
Yeah.
further we get away from this region, the better.
Yep.
Thank you again for your
There's
knowledge.
not, we won't come in contact with any of like the Saurians or anything moving in that direction.
Oh, you likely will. They rule over the region known as the Blush, the river delta that's not that far north of here, unless you want to go the very roundabout way and take the bridge by the Wolf's Belly Inn.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not
I
a
mean,
fan
how
of that
many of the
place.
Saurians will recognize you? The last.
Speaking of that inn, you do know to be careful of that place, correct?
Why?
They attempted to drug us, and I believe they are human traffickers of some sort.
Mm-hmm. They had elven heartstones.
Yeah, we were saved by someone who was actually there on their own adventure, but just wanted to share that with you. Be cautious at that place. If they offer food and drink, don't bother with it.
All
If
right,
there's a
thank you
bounty
for the
on your
warning.
head, they most likely would turn you in.
When you mention the trafficking, she mutters bone ferrets under her breath. She says ever
Bone
since
ferrets.
the blood mist parted, the Slavers Guild, known as the Bone Ferrets, has been abducting wayward travelers and defenseless people trying to explore and shipping them off to work as slaves and servants, selling them off to the highest bidder. And there have been many warnings about them in the countryside, but she had not heard that the Wolf's Belly Inn was a
I just
location
got a
of
great
theirs.
idea. Just got a great idea. Guys, we could pretend to be drugged and sold to the highest bidder, and then rob them and have so much money.
That
Unless they just kill you.
That does sound like the kind of idea to get you on another wanted list. Let's go ahead and part
How are
ways.
the human traffickers going to put you on a wanted list? Are they going to say bot slave?
Pretty sure
please
the person who bought you is going to be somewhat expensive enough to buy a human person.
I'm not a human.
I'm
No,
sorry.
you're not. You don't have any humanity.
Skylia says, "We've dwelled here long enough.
That's what I said.
So thank you for the information, and I hope we've been able to help one another. And I hope that our paths cross again. Travel safely. These lands are full of dangers, as you know. May we meet again in fairer times.
Indeed.
Goodbye.
Safe travels.
They go thundering off to the west.
We should quickly do the same and not linger here.
Yep, I agree.
Saddle up the horses.
Yeah. Is Dahlia still with us?
Yes.
Just fixing my lighting situation. All right, so traveling. You learned a lot of things just now. What's the plan?
Can we see
Treasure
the map?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot you didn't have it pulled up. Here, I was looking at it the whole time I was talking, and I didn't give you the same.
So she said
opportunity.
to the north.
Yeah, she did. Like, we're gonna have to cross 2 rivers.
I'm thinking somewhere around like up here.
Do we still have to roll survival rolls if we're going through trails that we've already been through?
That is a good question. I think you might not. There's some difference to the find the way rolls if you've been that way before.
I mean, if we can track our way to the
You can still have random encounters, but I think the wayfinding rolls maybe aren't necessary. Let me double check while you discuss what you want to do.
If that's the case, I actually would advocate going to the hollows. I could buy some more arrows. If
we could hang out there for a week and get a certain someone some armor.
Yeah, maybe see if there's any
Be nice.
jobs or work.
If you return to a hex on the map where you've been before, you don't need to make another lead the way roll. It's up to the players to keep track of where they've been during their journeys. Womp. I'm doing it for you. So, yeah, if you travel through established hexes, you don't need to lead the way.
But you still need to do survive or do food rolls.
Yes, and there can still be random encounters, but there's no lead the way, risking wasting time or mishaps or any of that stuff.
And we can move 3 hexes in this area currently, too. So
open terrain, you can move 3 hexes on, which doesn't include hills and things. So,
2 questions.
Yes.
First question: do we get it out of curiosity? Do we get an experience point for going into another hex, or for a hex we've never been in?
The latter.
The latter, yeah.
I would. Oh well, our goal is to push into a place.
We're going to push in regardless.
Yeah.
I
just about that XP.
Why did the Griffin Veil just move on top of us?
It didn't.
I definitely see the text Griffin
Dagger Rock. There we go.
I think we should. Can I do the?
Damn it, dog.
The ruler thing. Like we can go through Griffin Vale if we want to risk that, or cut through. That'd be one exploration.
Yeah, I think we should drop a hex.
I mean, that kind of has us backtracking, but that's where the bridge is, and then that.
90 kilometers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Well, your conversation was brief. You can still use the morning to travel if you like.
We want to go back to the hollows?
Yeah, I mean, we have to go north anyways, and then we don't have to roll survival checks, or we have to roll lead the way checks.
Fair.
For any hex we've been through.
If
and then I think
not full of water, can we refill at this stream real quick?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're all full on water right now. You're on a freshwater lake.
I only have a D6 of food.
Yeah, me too.
I have.
Yeah, let's move. Let's move. I can't. Oh, it's because I'm still doing a ruler. We're gonna go northwest and then southwest.
Okay.
And so we'll have to do a survival roll there.
Sounds good.
And if we make it, then we'll do northwest again.
All right, here's our exploration tab. Everybody go where you want to be. No lead the way necessary since these are previously visited hexes.
Well, we're going into one that we haven't visited.
Yeah, we're going to go into one hex that we haven't visited.
Okay, so you can cover 3 hexes in the same quarter day of morning. So, is everybody where they want to be?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let's go to.
Do you have to do a roll for each hex to see if there's an encounter?
Yes.
Oh man.
Okay.
That still happens regardless.
All right, the first hex is one that we don't have to lead the way for.
Yep.
So just an encounter roll.
Okay. You travel across. Whoops. That's the Dagger Rock label. Hold up. Map layer. Boom. Okay. You travel across one hex of plains terrain. Make an encounter roll.
I still haven't figured out what the numbers mean for the encounter rolls. I guess a 6 is there's an encounter.
Not telling.
Are there ever
Robots in
good
disguise.
encounters? Like
Yeah.
a rich
You
billionaire?
are traveling over open terrain and you come upon the decayed remains of an unfortunate wanderer in front of you. The ravens and wild animals have already done their part, and the body is just about pecked to pieces. You just see flies buzzing and face down, pecked clean body in tatters lying on the ground.
Do they look to have any clothes or possessions?
You, from a distance, can see a lot of exposed bone and rotten flesh. It looks like this person did not die particularly recently. And around the neck of this rotting body, you can faintly make out that there's some sort of a bronze medallion. It's circular and it's mostly buried in the mud, and it's on a long bronze chain around his neck.
I will ride up to him, hop off Cider, and just take a knee and sit there quietly with my eyes closed as if I am praying. I
As
do
if-
not pray.
I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm like,
And then I will reach to close if there is any sort of face to close, like as if I'm closing his eyes, and then slide my hand down and quickly like undo the medallion,
do I
slide it
see?
into my shirt pocket, and
Yeah, you see her reach up to a
Going.
pretty much empty face because Josh just said that everything's been picked
I'm
clean.
just wiping
She
its
gently
skull.
rubs the skull
Mhm. Just-
and then takes the
I
necklace.
see her pocket the necklace.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Just keep riding.
Yeah. You reach down and you remove the
Cursed
necklace.
Cursed necklace.
Sorry, necklace.
It is a medallion that is a symbol of the god Rust. Also, on closer inspection, you see that this body, the bones have lumpy growths all over them, and the body seems somewhat deformed underneath of the rotting flesh.
This looks as if this poor, unfortunate soul was following Russ. The guy who is fucking terrible and deforms people just like he did with the last worshiper. They beat people to death and near death, and then make them torture and mutilate themselves.
I'm
And I
just
hop
surprised
back
you're
on my
still
horse
standing
and I
close
say-
to that gross body.
I hop back on my horse and I look at them. Like, you know, you guys have a lot of shit for me, but he's not using this medallion anymore. It will likely buy food or arrows or armor.
Are you gonna buy food for the party with that?
Maybe.
I mean,
Surprise
I feel like
me. Do it.
I feel like the question here wasn't the looting a corpse thing because it would go to waste otherwise. But it was very reckless, seeing as how we almost got killed by skeletons. So I wasn't gonna go anywhere near it.
Well, I've robbed more than one skeletal body. Start riding on my horse.
All right.
Let's keep going.
All right, you keep going.
I'm gonna laugh if you see this guy in the hollows when we get there.
God, I
All
hope
right.
so.
This is the hex that we have not explored yet.
Right.
So it needs a survival roll.
It is an open plains hex, so you will continue to be able to cover up to 3 of these in a single go. And
We
this was the one
survived.
I accidentally revealed in the past, and I'm re-revealing now. There we go.
Yep.
All right. You ride on into that hex.
Thank you.
Did we die?
Yeah, you died.
We
Everybody's
didn't
dead.
die.
Did we get to make new characters?
No, you died forever, and you're all dead.
You die in the game, you die for real.
That's how
Isn't
I
yours-
remember it.
Buddy, look at your 6 in survival. Joe, I'm so proud of you, man.
What did I get?
You got a success.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Everyone.
I'm proud of you.
Congratulate me.
You are traveling through these lands. At first, you hear a distant guttural song, "Mishmash, mash, and the sound of a drum, beating out of rhythm. Then you spot a group of orcs coming up over the crest of a hill across the valley from you, singing, traveling in a chaotic procession on foot, singing some sort of orcish hymn. In the middle of the group, by the way, there are 10 orcs in the group, all on foot. And in the center of the group, 2 of the orcs are carrying a huge wooden stick on their shoulders between them, where a trussed-up orc hangs dangling and helpless.
Grunrock, do you know these people?
I know I want to kill him.
I'm just trying to memorize the song.
They see you from across the way, and they all halt.
Do we get a chance to have seen them first?
The drummer starts going, boom, 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 boom. And they're standing still and sort of forming a perimeter and drawing weapons.
Are
Aw.
orcs just naturally aggressive? Like, will they just fight anyone that's not an orc?
They have a reputation for aggression. You can make a lore roll on this, actually.
Give me that.
Thing or two about orcs. I mean, if you ask Grunrock, orcs are very aggressive. They
I
wiped
like
out
how
his...
one of the orcs is playing a flute, though.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know some shit.
I don't know shit.
I know some stuff. I know.
Do I get
some
anything
rules
bonus
like
for lore rolls on orcs or no?
that.
Yeah.
Ooh. You get minuses because
You're gonna get one auto success plus whatever you roll on this roll, because you have experience with orcs.
Oh.
So you got 1 success. Vergello got 2 successes. Velas got no successes. Ayan got 1 success. All right. The no successes know very little about orcs except that they are mean and nasty. The 1 successes, Ayan and Grunralk, you know that orcs are said in legends to have been created by the gods as a servant race to serve the elves and dwarves that dwelled in this land before the arrival of humans. And that over time, the orcs were sent into wars on behalf of the elves and the dwarves. And after much bloodshed and suffering, the orcs decided, screw this, we're going to go on our own. And so they started forming their own tribes and their own cities and their own culture, and sort of broke off from the elves and dwarves that they were once loyal to, and started forging their own path through the world. But they have kept their warlike traditions intact in the process. And they have a special bitterness towards the races that once enslaved them and forced them to fight their battles for them. 2 successes tells you that that most of the wars that they were forced to fight were against human invaders from the south, from whom most humans are descended, and from whom you half-elf people are descended as well. So there was a period of time where the orcs were fighting just bloody, costly wars with the human invaders to try to drive them from these lands and back to their homelands to the south of the mountains, south of here. And therefore, orcs have a long history of war with humans and a long history of brutal servitude to elves and dwarves. So you could say we're all good friends round here.
I would like to point out that none of these orcs were likely forced to fight for dwarves or elves, nor have I personally owned any dwarves or elves for to make fights.
Vergello can verify this because orcs have much shorter lifespans than elves and
Vergello.
even humans. And
I mean, it's not that your argument is factually incorrect, but it only makes you sound more racist towards orcs when you make it. Like, I get where you're coming from, but you'd have done better just not to say anything.
Just not to say it. You're right. You know, that was just something that people know.
Anyways, can
Vergello-
we get out of here?
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So what does the party want to do?
I choose Griffin's Valley.
No,
No, come up here.
northwest. We just
We're
keep
gonna have
running.
to go through the orc party.
The orc party is in the hex we're in.
You can give them a wide berth on horseback because they are not mounted and can't keep up with you.
Middle
yeah.
finger up. Stop trying to fight us.
In all likelihood, that's the band of orcs that came from the Graveyard of Thunder.
In all likelihood, they are on a 6 on a d6. And if I roll a 6, you also recognize some iconography they're carrying. No.
Nope.
Different orcs.
I was gonna say if it was the same, I was like, is the guy who's like picking it up? Is that the guy who set the traps that we reset and he just got blamed for? Yep.
I mean, that was pretty
Also,
fun.
that would mean that the Graveyard of Thunder is unprotected.
That's where I was going
Yeah.
with it.
Unfortunately not, but
All right.
Yeah,
Since you're all on horseback
I might
and
be
have
more
nobody
than
on foot,
thrice wanted.
you have more overland speed than them, and you're across the valley from them, so you can just give them a wide berth and avoid an interaction if you want to just keep riding.
yep,
All right, cool. You do that?
yep, we can't fight 10 orcs.
All right.
If
Onward,
we count
then.
these orcs as wanting us, I am 5 times wanted.
We're now
don't count.
on to a hills hex, so you cannot cover any more hexes in this quarter day, and the next section of travel is going to be daytime. Because
Daytime.
hills are
Hilly.
Difficult terrain.
not open terrain.
Ah.
Yeah, I
Checking.
mean, I think it's still we could
Hills.
just
Oh, hills
travel
are
for the
open
day.
terrain. You can keep this going during the morning.
Huzzah!
Hills still count as open.
Well, that was our third hex though.
The hills are your third hex, yeah.
Yeah, the hills
Yeah.
are the
Yeah.
vortex.
Okay.
So now we're into daytime.
No encounter, and you are into
Snake Eye.
you're into daytime. Why don't you determine what direction you want to go from here? Oh, so you're gonna keep going past the Graveyard of Thunder and the Wolf's Belly Inn?
Yeah, we're gonna cross the
All right.
bridge at the Wolf's Belly Inn,
All
and
right.
then
We're into
backtrack.
daytime now. I'll assume you're all keeping the same jobs. Does anybody want to move to anything else, or you're keeping it all where it is?
Do
Yeah,
we
if
want
you-
to, Josh? Can you switch back to the map real quick?
Yeah.
Do we want to cross that other unexplored hex to the northeast of the Wolf's Belly Inn?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
To the northeast?
Yes,
Here?
of the Wolf's Belly. No, the other east.
Here.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Why the hell not?
All right.
Sorry, I have one more point of contention. We will be traveling 3 hexes, so that will put us camping or setting up camp at the Wolf's Belly Inn hex.
Oh,
Does that
shit.
does
We-
that
we don't
these
need to do
hexes
that.
these hexes are massive though, Josh. Is that something that we would have to be concerned about?
Each of these hexes is about 6 kilometers across. So you can find a dark place out in the hills somewhere away from the inn and still camp there.
Sweet.
You're still close enough to it that somebody could reasonably walk to you with a fairly short period of time, but yeah, there's enough space for you to camp out at night if they aren't aware that you're nearby.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think any rolls are required here, so one sec.
Other than encounter rolls.
Yeah. We're rolling past the Graveyard of Thunder through these jagged hills that you've seen before.
Quick glance at the bowl. Is it still lighting up?
Is it raining?
Pour a little water in it.
Is the bowl still lighting up?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It still lights up very brightly when you're near the graveyard.
Sweet.
Man, there's probably some really cool treasure in there.
God, don't you know it? Don't you
Mhm.
know it? We're gonna come back to this graveyard of thunder when we're really powerful. We're gonna
I don't know
blow
if we're ever
through
going to
it.
be really powerful.
Yeah, that's my feeling.
You ride past the graveyard of thunder into the hills, and you can see the Wolf's Belly Inn down below across the river from one of these hilltops. It's getting into the late afternoon. You've not had any encounters. And you can... Joe,
You want me to roll?
you keep drawing in the negative space on the map, and I keep having to erase it.
Am I?
Yeah,
When?
I could tell it's you because of the color it's drawn in, unless somebody else has changed their color. I don't know.
I did it for a second just to see if it worked.
Well, this time Hank did it. Hank, you're fired.
Dang it.
I'm
haven't
deleting
caused enough
random
chaos.
drawings as they show up in the fog of war.
I haven't caused enough chaos in this session.
Uh-huh.
I need to do something.
What
could
color
just-
are you, Hank? Are you red?
I'm green.
It's the
like
color
a
by your
goblin,
character
indeed.
thing on the bottom.
So we can move 3 hexes into the Wolf's Belly Inn hex.
Yes, but there is a bottleneck that is the bridge, and the bridge is clearly visible from the inn. So you can decide if you want to just make a thundering run for it and try to go sprinting past the inn. If you want to wait until nightfall, which slows down your journey but lets you go under cover of darkness to try to bypass.
Could we reasonably stop here and find somewhere to hide in this hex?
I think we can just walk by it. These people
I-
are cowards and only like to poison people. Like,
Let's
take
just
easy pick.
yeah, let's just keep an extra eye out tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hoods
I
up,
got you.
everybody. Hoods up.
Yeah.
Hoods up and ride by.
Act big and tough. Make yourself bigger.
All right.
Bigger.
You're just going
Bigger,
to casually...
Hey, bear.
Casually ride. So you approach the bridge, and the young man in overalls that you saw in the inn is standing bored by the bridge, just sort of leaning on a post, and as you approach, he stands upright. He's got a long knife in his belt loop, and he waves a bit to you as you're approaching. He says, "Hail, travelers. What brings you this way?"
None
You've
of
all
your
got
business.
hoods pulled up.
Traveling through the night. Got a lot of stuff to deliver.
Well, would you like to stop and fill your bellies?
No,
We
thank
have
you.
warm food and hot... What do you mean, no thank you?
Yeah, we're good.
There's not
Yeah,
another
we-
stop for miles.
we have
Wait.
we have all these bounties to deliver of some bandits we caught, and we are just traveling through the night to drop them off at the Hollows.
No
so
ferrets. Nasty
you have
fucking
a-
people.
yeah, have a great evening.
He narrows his gaze a bit at the sound of your voice and looks at you and says, "Wait a minute." And then you go
We just
right
keep
on.
riding. Yep.
All right,
I
you
don't
go
even get a
thundering by.
manipulation. I don't even get a manipulation.
Oh,
check
you can
with
make
the
a
bounty
manipulation
thing.
to disguise your voice. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Oh wait, I'll let you go first. You go first.
Give it a go.
I have a very smart idea if this doesn't work. I'm quite proud of it. I thought it up all by myself.
You got a success.
that
That'll do
one.
it.
Can I use? Oh, I have my pride that I was going to use, but can I push? Do I need to?
You don't need to because he seems to have not noticed your voice.
Okay.
You masked your voice and made a compelling performance and made him not think twice about it by keeping a calm, steady demeanor and slightly masking your voice. And so he still is objecting as you ride by, but doesn't seem to realize that it's you. At least not visibly. And you ride off into the plains surrounding the inn. And you have no encounter, and night falls.
Why are you putting us on the end? There we go.
Well,
Thanks, Josh.
It snaps.
I was like, what are you doing? We're not sleeping there.
So it's now evening.
Yeah, let me swap over to the exploration
Time
chat.
to
Is
camp
anyone
up.
concerned that perhaps they have some innocent people held captive there right now?
I
you
kind of
investigate?
got the impression, and this is without making any kind of insight roll, that they haven't had any travelers for a bit. That guy seemed particularly bored, and like he was really trying to pressure us. Like last time we were over here, he wasn't pressuring us that hard to come inside.
He was just like, "Hey, it's an inn. What's up?"
This
We're
time he
also
seemed
looking to
desperate.
stay.
Like if this was our first time visiting it, I think I would have been a little more cautious of how like open and inviting he was.
I mean,
I
if you
just
want to
think
keep,
that's the sort of establishment that should be wiped off the face of the map.
I mean,
I
I'm more
concur. Maybe
than-
on our way back, but I don't
I don't
know
more
if
than
we are.
disagree.
looting.
I don't think we're properly equipped for it. I know I'm not. I have no arrows and no weapon to speak of.
I mean, yeah, I guess this is it raining right now, or is that just
It's drizzle
sorry? Okay.
That's Grunrock. He's peeing off the horse
constantly the whole journey.
constantly the whole time. I don't even know where he
Constantly
keeps it.
drinking
Honestly, it's
water
very
and
impressive.
peeing.
Uh-huh. It's in his hat.
Dahlia would be infuriated because she's the one like actually riding the horse. I'm just there somewhere.
You're sitting right behind her. Yeah, that would be really bad.
I think the horse would be upset too.
Why is it
All right.
so warm?
What I was gonna do
Why is it
if he didn't buy your buy your thing, whatever, I was gonna just bribe him with the fool's gold that I have.
Oh.
Good idea.
Mm,
All right.
Okay. Let's camp.
Yep. Everybody's set what you're gonna do for the evening.
I'm gonna sleep because I'm night watch.
I'm going to try and roll for an ability.
I wanted to, but I need to sleep.
Dahlia's gonna help
Oh,
make camp.
I'm sorry, Josh. I did not mean to draw that.
Can't take you anywhere. All right. Ian, are you where you want to be? There you
I
go.
guess I'm going to make the camp. I don't know if anyone else.
Dahlia's gonna help for sure.
Yeah.
Dahlia helps. You get an extra die for her. Extra skill die.
Yep. Yep.
Alright.
Yep.
Boom. I learned the heap and heck out of Pack Rat.
Nice.
Yep.
Vergello learns a
heap
new
and heck.
talent, spending some
Is that a
experience
pun?
and succeeding on a roll. Ian finds a good camp, so you don't have to make any camping mishap rolls. And there is no encounter. We go into nighttime. You found a camp and nothing happened.
You rolled a d4.
Don't question my methods.
Okay,
You rolled a d4.
you did. We go into nighttime.
You'll decode what I'm doing eventually, but I don't need to tell you.
I just want to read
nighttime.
the handbook and figure it out.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Okay.
look at Grunrock as he's waking up. Just be like, it's been pretty quiet, but do your creepy wide-eyed goblin thing that you showed me, and keep an eye out for the assholes.
I'll blink one eye then the other, and my pupils will just.
Right, that thing.
Night
and
passes.
if you need us, and pull
Night
it,
passes
like,
uneventfully without an encounter.
Huzzah!
Ooh, no
and
spooks.
and you are on to morning of the following day. Let me see. Yeah, everybody make food and water rolls, although it's pouring rain. All right, let's see. Yeah. Everybody place yourselves wherever you want to be for the morning.
Can I hold my my thing up and continue to get watcher?
Yeah.
Sweet.
If you're gonna get rained on all day, I might as well let you not have to. Nobody worry about water rolls this morning, but food
I already rolled.
requires roll.
Grunrock ride like this.
That's why you keep peeing everywhere.
It's all this free water.
All right. Once you are within like 3 hexes of your destination, I'll let you start making lead the way rolls to determine what direction it is from you. But all you know right now is that it's somewhere in the northern mountains, and it's still too far away to like recognize the shapes of them or anything. So.
Okay. Right now we're just heading to the hollows, anyways.
Yep. All right, so you're gonna go traveling, and here's the plains. So you're going to the northeast hex from here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Is everybody on the rolls you want?
I guess that hex we need to lead the way, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a new hex, so we're gonna need to lead the way roll. So go ahead and make that.
I'm on fire!
Triple success. No
Fire.
mishaps.
Jesus.
This
Almost.
druid's on fire.
Hope he's not on fire. It's a very insensitive song to sing after Amber's Peak. A lot of people on fire.
I was just thinking that.
I mean, as an artist, as
Oh,
a
boy.
musician myself, we sing about the things that happen, good or bad.
As an elf minstrel? All right. Planes. This will only be a third of your travel time for the day. Let me do an encounter roll. No encounter? What direction would you like to go next?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Or do we want to come here?
No.
No encounter. What direction would you like to go next?
North.
Wait, hang on a second. While we're traveling, can we do any sort of foraging along the way?
I mean, we're riding horses.
Not while hiking. No. You have to be stationary in a hex in order to do that.
Boo. Okay.
We'll take a week at the Hollows. Maybe Aimee can get some armor made. Or
Oh,
sorry.
Check in on our beard god friend.
Yep.
To the
Yeah.
hollows. To the hollows.
To the hollows.
Maybe
The
not call him that.
hollows.
Woo.
Rock.
Holla, holla, holla.
I didn't
Why?
prepare for
If he gets a bad
wanna be-
attitude, we'll just kill him and then promote somebody else. It's not like we haven't done it once.
We're not in
We
a
didn't
No,
kill him,
but
Mrs.
that's
Caldwell.
not why we did it, Grand Rock.
Hello, hollows.
Ooh, it feels like home.
Yeah.
The hollows feel way nicer than the fucking.
Yeah,
Bread
this
or
place
whatever.
used to suck, but comparatively, it's like you know what you're getting into.
Yeah. There are dead people walking around that like to play pranks. You want to know what there isn't? Like demon boars that breathe fire, an evil
Dudes with
overlord
melted
with a
faces.
zombie face.
I like how this has gone from being a what the hell's going on with this village to being like the most normal place in the entire world that you've been.
Mm-hmm.
Short of where we started, anyway.
Uh-huh. Everything's normal in the Dankwood. Nothing strange happens there. All right. Welcome back to the Hollows,
Procession.
everyone. Let me kill this audio here.
Before we get started with all of this, is anyone interested in starting a stronghold back at the first place we visited?
Red
I
Hook
can't
Redoubt?
hear you over the birds. What were you saying, Ian?
at the Red Hook Redoubt.
Yeah.
They
I mean,
all
yeah.
disappeared. What did you do to the birds?
I peed on him.
Obviously, very interested. How do we fund something like that? We are very, very poor. We're very, very poor. Jeez, now it's minstrels coming out of nowhere.
Look, I'm trying
What
here.
a reception! I'm imagining they released a bunch of birds.
Oh.
They have cans playing while we walk up.
No. When last you left this
How does-
town,
Dahlia feel about coming back here?
she well, remember she left because she joined the person that was exiled, so she's a little apprehensive about coming back here. Because she sort of
Yeah.
sided with the old leader of
But
the
we
town.
also joined the person who was exiled.
Mhm.
No,
Just
we
didn't want her to
saved
die,
her.
and then abandoned her.
And did we save her?
We
Um,
exiled her, and then
You
We
come
sent her to
riding
the
up to town,
Saurians.
and there's two guards standing around looking kind of bored by the gates, and one of them quickly shakes the other one, and he's like, whoa, 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 and he points in your direction, and then he's like, ah, and he goes running off into town, and by the time you make your way to the gate, Yawim is just marching up through the village square. This place has turned into a party town while you were gone, because Yawim's running stuff.
Oh, yeah.
There's people dancing in the streets. You see people on both sides of the road just carrying flagons of ale in broad daylight in the middle of a normal work day. The gates of the town are hanging open. They don't seem to be particularly guarding them carefully, and Yawim's like, "You've come back! How are your adventures? Welcome to the Hollows."
Greetings.
This is how I like to be greeted.
It seems kind of like a fun little party you got going on. Is there a festival of some kind? Or...
It's a festival every day in the Hollows now that old bitch is gone.
Sounds like nothing gets done. Amazing.
Hello, Dahlia. Hello, Yawim. I hope you're well. I am, thank you. And, Mrs. Polmore, how is she all right? I wouldn't know. I haven't seen her for weeks. Oh. Well, I'm very sorry to hear that. Can I get you a drink? No, thank you. And she just shoulders past him into the town.
Fair.
She sort of just goes wandering off and doesn't even look back at anybody.
She's harmless.
And even if she's not, she's fun.
Well, we plan on being here for a week or two. We have a couple of things that we want to get done. Maybe some armor made. Is that something that the town can still help us with?
He says, yeah. The blacksmith's still here. His name is, obvious.
That's a weird name for a blacksmith.
I know.
But I guess I should have seen it coming. It's kind of obvious.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see it coming because I'm oblivious.
No, that's the Tanner.
Was that a short joke?
Ness is the name of the old one.
No, that's the leader.
Was everyone receptive to the change?
It's difficult to say. You see the blacksmith Ness standing outside of his shop with a pissy look on his face. And you also see the Rust brother Sturkis across the town square with his arms folded and his long sword at his side, just going... saying nothing, but just quietly observing. You'll recall that he seemed mostly interested in maintaining the law and order of the town, and he did not much enjoy the whole upheaval that you all caused. He's
He
just
was not a fan
silently
of
judging
ours.
you from across the clearing.
Sure he didn't.
He can get over it.
Ness, my good man.
Can I try to catch up to Dahlia?
She seems to have gone off to the old manor where her and Polmore worked, or where Polmore lived and she worked. So yeah, you can catch up to her somewhere along the staircase over there.
I'm gonna head in that direction and let Aimee do her bartering.
Okay.
Ness, my good man. What's enough gotta do to get a bit of armor? You know what I'm saying?
So lovely to see you again, Velas.
You remember my name?
You made quite an impression on this town, you and your friends.
Did I?
Oh, yes.
Wasn't here very long.
Mm-hmm.
You seem to not like me, but I got money to pay for armor. And stories. And some food. Cool shit if you just want to, like, trade.
You know, it takes quite the attitude to stride into a place, and then his wife taps him on the shoulder. And he says, "What?" And she turns and gestures towards the children who are all watching from the doorway. And he goes, "What would you like made?"
Need some armor, my good man.
"What sort?"
Leather, I guess?
"Do I look like a leather worker?" It was studded leather armored, so you needed the metal studs made. He lives right next door to the tanner that can...
Oh, I apologize. I thought you guys had some prearranged Can I just get the studs for some studded leather? That's my bad. I just assumed because you were neighbors.
You get to roll. It's an uncommon item, and so I think you roll a d6, and on a 4+, they just have one for sale in the town. And on a 1 through 3, you would have to get it made and wait.
Fingers crossed. 5!
Hot dog.
He turns around and goes, and he goes back into his smithy, and he reaches, ruffles around a bit, and he pulls out a suit, and he holds it up, and he's like, and he goes back in and pulls out one of a different size.
While he's doing that, I'm like gonna walk over to his kids. Hello. You guys want to see a bit of magic?
He's holding it up and looking at you like, very bony. This one.
And I'm just gonna make the dagger appear in my hands and then go away, and then appear and then go away, and then appear.
Wow.
Crazy.
Check the pockets when she leaves, kids.
Can she stay with us, Dad? And he goes,
Oh
no.
my god.
Can I stay with you? God, that's so sweet. I would never impose in such a way.
Back in your rooms. And they all go running back into the house. And he says, let's make this quick.
I know, I'm shocked too, Joe. They have separate rooms. They don't all sleep in one place.
Lucky kids.
Back in your haystack.
Like his family's not doing relatively
Look,
well.
he's a smithy. And this is a prosperous trade town now. This is Party Central.
Hell yeah, it is. Thanks to us.
We're heroes.
We something.
We literally made life better for his family, and he's pissy because the person he was probably screwing on the side
Ooh.
was ejected.
7
He is
silvers.
a happily married.
7 silver.
Silvers. What's the standard price for some armor?
What is the standard price for some armor? I only have 6.
Can we
Well,
do
the
a little
standard
more?
price for studded leather armor is 6.
Oh.
Take it or leave it.
I'm just gonna look at him and be like, that seems a bit harsh. Seeing as I know that
Raw materials in short supply these days, you know, prices being what they are. 7 silvers.
how about 6 silvers and a black pearl?
Let me look at that. Probably.
And I will just kind of like casual street magic pull a black pearl out of nowhere.
I would not trust a black pearl that was pulled out of nowhere.
It was pulled out of somewhere, and I'd like not to know where. I
You wanted to
suppose
talk
that's
about
fine.
raw materials.
All right, take it. And he chucks it at you.
Wow,
For just the black pearl? Hot damn.
No.
I'm only joking.
Hmm.
Here are your 6 silver. I would never leave your family without money. Even though that's what you were kind of trying to do.
The
by
kids are
not
watching
giving-
from a window in the back.
What's the exchange rate between silver and copper?
10.
10. I'm also gonna go to the smithy. I want to buy some arrows.
All right, go for it.
This smithy's getting a lot of business out of us,
Yeah.
and
How
he's
much-
an ass.
How much money could I get from this copper plate? Yes. What do you reckon it'd go for? Seeing as materials are in short supply, and I have this copper plate.
I gotta flip back through my notes.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. I'm not mad at you. I'm now just broke as a joke.
All right. It's gonna charge you 13 copper for iron-headed arrows.
See, I was told that I wasn't gonna get fleeced. Besides, I don't need 1. I need more than 13. Or sorry, I was gonna do math.
It's per die of ammo.
Yeah, I need to get more than 1 die. That way, I don't when I roll
Immediately run out again.
Yeah, immediately just run out.
Yeah, then it'll be 26 copper for like a D8's worth or whatever. What was I looking up? Oh yeah,
How much
Copper
money I can
plate.
get for this copper plate?
yeah.
And this silver mug.
That'll leave you 5 copper.
And this badass fucking medallion. That's
There we
made of
go.
copper.
Made of
Do you
bronze.
have any armor?
Made of
Bill?
bronze.
Are you going armorless, Bill?
Yeah.
Okay.
He tells you that for the copper plate and the medallion both combined, he will offer you 2 silver.
2 silver. Do I feel like I'm being...
Of course. So why
Given
do you
the-
ask?
You'd say they're worth maybe 10% more than that.
Oh.
Well, he hates us. I'll give it to him.
Okay.
And that's for the medallion. That's for the copper plate. What about this dope-ass silver mug? Did I get me anything here? Bergello. Do you have 2 copper?
I have 5 copper.
Well, here's 2 silver.
He says,
and a
"Let me
copper."
have a look." And he
I give him
reaches
the
for the
silver
silver mug. And he grabs you by the wrist when you hold it out. And he pulls you in close and he looks at the mug closely and he says, "I've seen this mug.
How
This
do
was
you like-
Mrs. Polmore's mug."
Was it? I thought I got this mug
No,
from...
you got it from the.
I got this mug from the Wolf's Belly Inn!
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
Wolf's Belly Inn mug.
I'm gonna like lean
No,
back
the copper
and
plate was from the
dagger.
Wolf's Belly Inn. The mug
No,
was
the
from the
copper
Polmore
plate-
estate.
No,
Was
the
it?
plate was from
The
Mrs.
mug, the
Paul.
silver mug was from the Polmore estate, and the copper plate was from the Wolf's Belly Inn.
I guess it would be weird if they had a silver mug at an inn.
I don't remember. I'm just gonna like jerk back and be like, that's awfully presumptuous of you. You think I can't just find silver mugs when I'm out and about traveling the world? I found a black pearl and a copper plate. If you don't want to buy it, that's fine. Don't be a
Plus,
jackass.
I've
calm
been in
down.
Mrs. Polmore's home
Oh, so you've
a
been stealing shit
100
from her.
times, and I've seen this mug sitting on her mantelpiece, right
Are you
by the
insane?
fireplace.
You're actually insane. You're unhinged, and I'm not dealing with your nonsense. And I'll give Vergello some money, and then I'll leave. Thank you
All
for
right.
the armor, jackass.
You literally hand me 2 silver and walk out?
I hand you 2 silver and a copper. Yeah, that's how much you
Okay.
need, right?
Okay. Well, I was very confused as she did that, so I buy another set of 2 arrows. Because I literally
I thought
I
you
bought
had
it. I mean, if you still hand it to me, I'll buy more arrows. And
Well, I'll let
Actually, I
you buy
wouldn't buy
one
more
more.
arrows.
It's what, 13?
More
Bill-
arrows.
yeah,
he
it's
had,
13.
better it is.
I'll give you a silver piece, Bill.
Okay,
If you
that
have
works.
5 copper, I'll give you a silver and walk out.
Sweet.
I don't want to be totally broke if I can help it. Also, in your face, and here I am buying stuff for the group with that medallion.
Well, I'm glad that you're so humble about it and kind.
What do you want from me? Do you want me to buy shit or do you want me to be humble? I cannot do both.
Nope, you're doing great. You're doing so good. Well done.
Oh my goodness.
I am gonna leave and try and catch up to Grunrock, I guess.
I'm just like, what just happened?
I'd be like, Grunrock. Are you carrying a backpack?
No,
You don't carry a backpack at all? What do you keep your stuff in?
my
Hat pack.
Your hat pack. Hey, Grunrock, can I keep my silver mug in your hat pack? I'm gonna just put my silver mug in Grunrock's hat.
Dunk.
It now looks like a top hat.
All right. So, what now?
What now, indeed?
Well, I thought that was going to take a week.
Yeah.
I did too.
I mean, we could get on the
You
road.
couldn't find one for sale at the last town, but this time you did. Just roll
I,
the dice.
I want to find Yawin, and I want to say, friend, it's so great to see you. Sorry we passed by with a quick greeting. We're actually in the search to the north for some things, but we seem to be running low on food. And I do recall being underpaid as soon as we bolted out of town. That pouch you so graciously handed us for getting you the job. Let's not mince words here. Can you just hook us up with some food?
I can't say I know what you're talking about. Yawim is a man of his word. However, I'd be happy to feed you all tonight at the Three Skulls, in honor of our returning heroes, after all. He smiles.
Heroes.
Got a silver
I was-
tooth. It goes.
More looking for rations for the road, but if you'll put us up for the night and get us some rations for the road,
We'll let you stay free of charge, and he'll feed you as well.
All right, cool. We'll take it.
Buddy.
While all this is going on, I'd like to be foraging.
You're in a town. You can't forage in the town.
I would like to be foraging on the outskirts of the town.
Then I will make
It's
some
against the
encounter
law.
rolls.
I'll take it.
No
Nothing
encounter.
bad
Go
will
ahead and
happen.
forage.
Thank you.
The band follows you into the forest.
Can I push?
Nope.
I think we can push foraging.
You wander around farmland and fail to find any wild
There's nothing but
berries or
wheat.
mushrooms.
Well, then it's not farmland, is it?
All right, so you make your way back into the town, and it is now. Let's see, that was morning travel, daytime, town stuff. It's evening. You don't need to do anything in particular. You can sleep in the Three Skulls if you want, and Yawim is staying in the old Palmore estate, which is now his.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna try and play at the bar for tips for night.
I want to go see Yawim.
I'm gonna be foraging again.
I just want to hang out with Dahlia.
You want to go see Yawim?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And you're gonna hang out with Dahlia. Got it.
Yeah, I can't imagine this is a great experience for her.
Well, as you will recall, once night falls, people generally stay indoors in the hollows, and the dead start walking through the streets.
Yeah.
Do you want to go see Yawim in the evening? At
Yep.
his house.
I'll ring the bell.
All right. Ding, 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 and you recite the words.
Yes, the words which are,
I actually have them written down still.
I do. I come in peace and amity in the hour of the dead.
All right.
Yes,
Wow.
I take notes.
I mean, I do
My
too.
character's
I
a
just
jackass,
don't write
but I
not
take
im-
notes.
I don't write unimportant things. The dead are
Not being attacked by zombies is a little important.
oh
Yeah, I'm gonna go see Yawim.
All right.
child coughing sound.
You go to see Yawim, and you walk past just the parading dead, ranging from ghosts to ghouls to skeletons and zombies of all sorts, just parading up and down both sides of the street. And they pay you little mind since you rang the bell and made the proper gestures. And you go knock on Yawim's door. He comes out.
Do I notice as I'm walking? Do I notice what's
Old
his
boy
face?
who had the dagger.
Mm-hmm. I'm not like seeking him out. I'm just curious if I notice him.
Yeah, you do.
Sweet.
He's somewhere in the parade of the dead, walking along, still looking waterlogged, still carrying that same empty mug that he had the night you gave him a drink.
Sick.
And he seems to go by without even turning to look at you.
Dope.
Yeah, you go to see Owen.
Yep.
My elven friend. What can I do for you
My-
at this late hour?
Come
To pay Yawim a personal visit?
Of course, my friend. May I come inside?
Yes. Of course.
Awesome.
He's stumbling a bit as he walks. You see just empty mugs lying all around the room. The whole place reeks of booze, and he smells pretty bad now that you're getting close to him.
buddy,
Come in. He's stumbling along, tripping
you've
over
been
things.
drinking out of your own casks.
How could I not? Finest ale in the whole.
Yeah, you
Heaven.
know that's
Heaven.
fair. I've been lots of places. Your ale is better than lots of places. You don't look good.
Can I interest you in some ale?
Last time I accepted someone's offer for ale, almost got me poisoned, so I'm gonna have to respectfully decline. No hard feelings, because like I said, your shit's good. You've been drinking a lot.
Well, I'm gonna keep the party going.
Go for it. Yawin,
He's filling up from a keg. Hey,
will you tell me what's actually going on here?
what are you talking about?
I mean, your Rust brother is silent and brooding and angry, and the Rust brothers are not often silent. Ness is furious. You seem to be having a good time, and lots of people in the town seem to be having a good time. But when we left you in charge, I was under the impression that you were going to make things better for everyone.
Oh,
You're
I'd
going
pay
to-
no mind to old Sturkis. He's just a peacekeeper in town. He's asked about you a few times since you left.
Then what have you told him?
Well, I told him what went down and how you helped the town to become a prosperous place. He said some of his friends would like to have a word with you the next time you're around, and I told him, oh, who knows when that'll be. Filling up his ale.
Yes. No, it's a good idea to not ever let Circus know when I'm going to be around. You know the Rust brothers.
You got trouble with the Rust brothers?
No, I think everyone's got a bit of trouble with the Rust brothers.
He looks over his shoulder, kind of paranoid. He's like, I got no trouble with the Rust brothers.
Oh, I think if Circus could speak freely, he would disagree. But that's not why I'm here. I don't see this booming trade that you promised for this town.
What are you talking about? The Three Skulls is packed with patrons. There's 3 times more travelers coming through here on a daily basis than there were when that old witch was running the place.
3 times the people in your bar, but nowhere else.
What are you trying to insinuate?
I'm just hoping that we left control of the town in good hands. I thought that we had. I hope that we were right, and I hope that the next time we pass through, that everyone's enjoying a drink from the cask. You're a good man, and I expect the most from you. Have a good night. I'll turn and walk out. I'll step out, ring the bell, say the chant, and
Okay.
walk into the streets and disappear. Like, I'm going to move into the crowd and just hood up, start
Okay.
channeling that phantom dagger energy, and just like
Stealth.
I'm one of the dead.
Roll stealth. Meanwhile, at the Three Skulls Brewery and Inn.
What did he say?
He said,
Has
has
anyone
anybody
seen
seen
my
my
pants?"
cat?
Oh, I thought he said pants.
Oh, he might have said pants. I don't know. I heard cat.
I heard pants.
All right. You successfully stealth back in the direction of the Three Skulls, and while you are going, you see someone creeping in an alleyway, and it is Sturkis, and he is watching, and he has a couple of shadowy figures standing over his shoulder. It looks like
Does
there's
he see-
3 of them standing in the alleyway watching the streets closely, and you manage to slip by, and they're all having a quiet conversation, and they seem to be carefully watching the road and looking in the direction of Yawin's manor.
So they're waiting for me to leave and, like, probably try and stop me on the way out.
Seems like it.
Fucking mint!
But you stealthed by them, and now they're just, they missed you. And you saw them.
Sweet, 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 sweet!
They're going to assume that you spent the night with Yarwin.
Everybody wants to see
Right. Meanwhile, one sec. Just checking a thing. Okay. There is just a party going on in this place, and people are toasting to your return. And the patrons at the Three Skulls Tavern seem very happy that this town is in Yalwim's hands now.
I set up a tip jar.
Oh yeah, go ahead and make your perform roll. And you guys are there with Dahlia. Ian was with Dahlia, is that right? Or was Grunrock? I can't remember.
Run roll.
I'm with
I
Talia.
was going to go forage this evening, but I forgot about the undead.
Okay.
So I'm going to be in the inn with
Okay.
Vigello.
Chilling out in the inn. Who was it
I-
that was hanging out with Dahlia?
Me.
It's Grumrock.
Okay.
It's the goblin. It's
You're
the one
sitting
that
with
everybody
Dahlia.
is afraid of.
She's just leaning across the table to you. She's had like 3 drinks, and she's like, "It's strange to be back here, Grunrock. This place was my home for like ever since I was."
Yeah, I can't exactly say that it's something I expected to happen.
You know, I walked past this place so many times, and Mrs. Palmore would never have let me drink 3 drinks in a time.
Well, they're on the house tonight, apparently. So
This is a great party.
it is a good party.
You're
I'm a
so
little
green.
concerned. And you're not. It's weird, but it's okay.
Did anybody ever tell you how green you are?
It's been
Sorry,
mentioned
was that
once or
rude?
twice. Not really.
I love
mean,
little goblins.
This
is
So-
empty. Hold on, I'll be right back. She's gonna go get another drink. Ayan,
Josh isn't actually role playing. This is.
Josh wants another drink.
this is
Josh
just me
gets
letting
up
the
to go
mask
fill
fall.
his
This is who I am.
drink.
Ayan, someone sits down right across from you at your table, just without asking. It is a lady. She looks maybe in her late 30s, human lady with raven dark hair with just a couple of white silvery streaks going through it. She's wearing brown hooded cloak that she has pulled up, and she sits down across you and says, "Hello, you must be Ayan."
I am, and your name? By the way, I'm not drinking.
Okay. She says, "My name is Nervia.
What can I do for you, Navia?
I've heard so much about you. I just thought it would be foolish of me to miss out on an opportunity to meet a local folk hero. Tell me, do you I've seen your markings. Are they religious in nature?"
I'm sorry, Navia. I
Quite
don't-
literally religious in nature.
Yep, I'm stealing that one. I don't often talk to strangers. What can I do for you, Navia? Let's be honest with one another.
I want to give you a warning. I think the Rust brothers are after you, and they've been waiting for your return. They are going to converge on your party, and if you stay here long enough for them to send word, there will be dozens of them on the doorstep in a matter of a day or two.
Thank you.
You should
Navia,
make your
for
stay
guidance.
very brief.
I appreciate this.
May I ask what it is you did to upset them?
I'm not sure that would benefit any of us to talk about.
Watch yourselves.
Thank you again. Did you do this out of the kindness of your heart, or was there an ulterior motive?
Have you heard of the Raven sisters?
No.
Well, if you ask the Rust brothers, we're a bunch of witches and troublemakers and heretics, but
I don't mind witches.
you will find members of our ranks in many towns and settlements in these lands, and I'm eager to help anyone who opposes the Rust brothers. Let's just say that. But if you breathe a word to anyone of this, it could be my neck. So please don't repeat this.
Well, you can already tell how talkative I'm not. So,
I find you quite trustworthy, and your reputation with the Rust brothers makes me trust you even more. Just watch yourselves, get out of town as quickly as possible and with as little noise as possible, and as much as you may trust Sturkis, he's not one to put his neck on the line for his virtues, so if it comes, don't make him choose between his friends and money, especially when the Rust brothers are involved.
I believe you about that. Thank you.
May the raven's blessings follow you wherever the wind takes you. And she slowly stands up, straightens up her hood, and quietly walks out the door.
When there's a break in Vagelo's playing,
I was gonna say, speaking of making some
I'm
noise,
killing it out there.
I pushed my roll and I got 5 total
5 successes?
Yeah.
Dope.
He's making that money.
Yeah, you're gonna get 5 coppers in tips tonight.
as soon as he's done, I'll pull him over to the table
Okay.
and tell him that I met a Raven sister and that she has warned us that the Rust brothers are planning on capturing us at the soonest possible moment, and that we shouldn't linger.
We
There's
should
no
leave
reason.
first thing in the morning.
Is there any reason?
Let me know when I show up at the bar.
Is it?
You show up at the bar. You pass a lady who's walking out as you walk in. She rings the bell
Hello?
and says the thing and then walks past you, and you just catch a glimpse of her face.
I think there's no reason to even spend the night here.
I'm gonna come in and sit down with the two of them. Look, I don't know what you're talking about, but we need to get the hell out of here now.
Okay, we're both in agreement. What did you do this time, though?
First off,
Oh, I want to
that's
guess.
fair.
Is someone after you?
Always.
Circus.
Grunrock,
it's the Rust
Dahlia's
brothers,
going.
isn't it?
Dolly's going,
start
okay,
shaking
okay,
her
okay.
to see if she jingles.
Let me ask you a question, though. Hold up your fingers. Do goblins have, like, a normal number of fingers?
Oh. The Rust brothers.
If by normal number you mean 4, yeah.
I see 8, but that's fine.
Was waiting outside.
No, it's 1. 1.
Sorry, that was really cute. And I
You
wanted
all
to watch-
continue with your normal conversation. I'm just keeping
Um,
things rolling over here.
Can we
The Rust-
get out of here?
The Rust
I mean,
brothers were.
There's a
seeking-
back door out to the little courtyard
yeah.
where the brewery is and stuff.
Let's not waste our time on conversation. I am afraid Dahlia will not be very stealthy at the moment.
Hold on, why is
But-
everybody getting up? We got like so much party to party
I think
with.
we're leaving. It sounds like
Why are we
somebody's
leaving?
following
It's
us.
so cold outside, and we're like,
I'm gonna keep my eye on. I'm gonna go and like put like a shoulder to the door and be like watching, looking for Circus and the other Rust brothers.
Before we leave, Dahlia. This
Oh,
is your
hello.
chance. If you want to start your new life in a town without Mrs. Pollimore in somewhere that's familiar, you could take it.
Are
I
you
don't think
leaving
that the
me?
No, we don't have to, but you don't have to stay with us anymore. You're safe in your town.
We want you to do what you want to.
but I was having. Oh, hold on.
But if you
Definitely
want,
stay with
She's
us.
stumbling a bit, and she's like,
if you want to stay with us, you need to put your game face on.
I got my
And we're
game
getting
face.
out of here now.
I got
I
my
only
game
have.
face.
Oh, so cute.
I feel fine.
It was so
No,
precious.
I have fine. Listen, I only had floor, and I can walk anywhere you want me to.
Well, can you ride a horse?
Oh yeah.
And she needs to be on the horse with you, please. Grunrock, do you think that you can man a horse solo?
He's
We could
he's
probably
just a little green.
We
I
could
don't
probably
know.
just lead the horse, and you can hop on with me, Grunrock.
Why are we
That'll
horsing now?
Why are we leaving a horse?
We're
No,
not. We will lead
lead.
the horse.
grab the
Lead.
reins and walk with it.
Hold on, why is
It's really
everybody
loud in this
whispering? Where are
bar.
we going? Okay.
Dahlia, there's a group of Rust brothers that are after us.
Oh, that's
Remember, we're
bad.
not safe, right?
Yep.
It's so
Okay.
precious that you said us.
Why is everyone getting quiet all of a sudden? Everyone
Because you've walked out into the courtyard in the back and you're getting your horses ready.
Oh, okay. I thought we were in the bar and I heard everything get quiet. And I'm
Record
like,
scratch.
right.
Everyone
I am
And then
turns
the
and
Rust
looks at
brothers
us.
are after us. Oh no.
I'm watching the front door for the Rust brothers, Josh. I'm waiting for them to
We're out the back now.
They're still standing in that alley across the street, but one of them has broken off in the group and is walking towards the the manor. Towards
Okay, so
Yalwyn's
they're still
manor.
way over at Yalwyn's.
They're up the street a ways, and one of them is going up to Yalwyn's, presumably to figure out where the hell you are.
Dope as hell. All right, well, now seems as good a time as any to escape.
I am going to Wait, are we out in the stable right now?
Yes. Yes? Why not?
Well, before we go out into the stable, I thought that we were still talking in the inn.
I'm just
going
assuming
to-
you've stepped outside
Okay, well,
Ring
as
the bell.
into the courtyard in the back of the inn.
if we go back in, I'm going to not announce, but speak loudly about a new destination, which is to the south of us, where we've heard of the Hollows Inn that we would
The
like
Wolf-
to,
Rebellion.
Wolf Belly Inn.
Wolf's Belly Inn that we would like to travel to. And then
A bunch of people toast to your further adventures and ask when you'll return to the Hollows again.
Who can say? We're surprised to be here now. Have a drink.
Henrik!
Around on Yalwyn.
and then let's depart.
We're really running this man's pockets.
This man should have been spreading the wealth.
Dahlia is trying and failing to climb on a horse a couple of times. She's going to need some help getting up there.
I'll help her.
All right. She's like, thank you. Oh, I'm so glad you have 10 fingers. I don't know how I would have got up here otherwise.
Well, Grunrock.
No
it's not a
offense.
finger
No
problem
offense.
it's not a finger problem with Grunrock. He's just not tall enough.
None taken.
Let's save this conversation for when
Yeah.
we are out of town.
Yep.
That makes sense. It's not
Up on
that
my
he's
horse.
green, it's that he's so small.
He's
Yep.
so green, though, isn't he? He's so green.
He's so green. I
Hey,
got
Dahlia, I need for you to let us know if you're gonna throw up.
Who's
okay?
she riding with?
She's riding with Ayan.
All right.
And
She's just
Bellis
like,
is leading the extra horse, and I'm leading
she's
donkey.
wobbling back and
Sir
forth a bit.
Archibald Truffles.
She
Truffles.
turns around and she looks at Ayan right in the face and she's like, "Can I be honest with you? This place always kind of made me sort of sad."
Well, say goodbye to it. Say goodbye.
Say goodbye to sadness.
Bye, Hollows.
There we go. On we go.
here we go.
No more talking.
Okay.
Just for a little bit. Take a nap if you can. Lean back onto Ayan. And like I said, please let us know if you're gonna throw up.
You arrive at the southwestern gate on the side of town where the inn is located, and there's a guard, and he's not currently standing on the watchtower. He's just sort of loitering around on the ground, smoking a pipe. And as you approach the gate, he's like, "Hold up, gate, sir." Well, he looks at the gate, which is hanging open, and he's like, "Well, the gates are not supposed to be open, but Yalwyn
Why are
says
the
until the
gates
party's over, I gotta ask everybody where they're going."
Why are the gates open?
Well, Yalwyn
that's-
says that closing the gates might make business slow down.
Yeah, that's fine. Yalwyn is just sending us out for a nightly pickup to check on a shipment of more booze for the party.
So you're gonna be coming back this way?
Yeah, we'll be heading back this way because we got to head to the Wolf's Head Inn first thing in the morning. So
You're Vergello, right? The
yes,
elf?
that's me.
All right.
Yes.
Well, all right then. Be on your way. Far be it
Thank
from
you.
me to stop friends of the village elder. Take care, I suppose. I'm sorry you couldn't stay longer.
Oh, we'll be back shortly. Thanks.
Just
again.
be careful. There's night wargs about, big black like wraith wolves, nasty dog-like creatures. They're
I'm familiar.
they're
They
kind
need
of
to be
horrible.
careful because we're about.
Yeah. We'll pass on your warning to them.
Yeah, let's
Have
get
a
out
great
of here.
night.
All right.
We'll see you in a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
If that.
All right. See you then.
Goodbye. All
He
right.
lets you go on through the gate and doesn't question you further.
This man's gonna be fired or killed.
Velas,
Let's,
stop trying to do the talking. You only piss people off.
It's fair, I guess.
Now let's go.
All right. You ride off into
Never felt bad
the.
for the loss before.
You ride off into the country.
I was asking a fair question.
Yeah, when we're trying to get the hell out of Dodge, like,
All right.
You know, I get called the heartless one, but there should be some curiosity as to why the gate is open when wargs are about. Do with that thought what you will.
look, clearly
think
the place
you're
is being run to
fine.
hell. Like,
You're
I
fine.
don't think that takes a big leap. Like, it's completely obvious that we have the wrong person in power, but it's not like there was a right person to put in power.
Yeah, Sturkis isn't exactly a better option.
Is he not though? I mean,
No,
He's
He's a
not.
at
Rust
least
brother.
he's stable.
All right. How many hexes
Rust
can we
brother.
travel at night?
At night, you're taking a -2 to find the way rolls.
But we are not finding the way.
If you're going into that hex down below,
I-
you, then
We
you're-
are if we're
should-
going here.
I was going to say, we're trying to get out. We should move into an area that we're at least more familiar with.
Yeah, let's go back to where we met Marigold the first time.
somebody
But there's
make a
not a
survival roll right now to navigate a bit with your bearings
There's
on
Not
what
a way to
direction this
cross
place
the
is in.
river.
Okay. Is this survival roll modified by 1?
Treat it like it's a lead the way roll, but
Can
Okay.
I push this
No.
one? Then?
uh,
It's not though. He said treat it like it is.
you can push this one if you want to because you're fleeing in a hurry and it's and this is not really an overland travel roll. This is more of a get your bearings while you're in town roll. All right. You're pretty sure that the place you're trying to get to is northeast of you now, and that it's still quite a ways off in that direction.
There's not another place to cross the river.
We'll find a place, but I don't. I mean, wait. I have a question. Is this town a place for us to cross the river, or are we gonna have to walk through the town to cross the river?
There is a bridge very close by to the Hollows. It's not part of the town because the town is actually on a tributary of the river, but there is a bridge that is outside the town limits that is affiliated with the town. So there is a river crossing here. It would require you to go north into the hex directly to the north of you to cross it.
Of which we are rolling 3 dice to try and successfully move into that hex, because it's
Well,
-2 because it's dark.
We'll move into the hex. There just might be trouble.
What we
But-
might not move into the hex. There's an option to fail moving into the hex.
Well, if you fail to make the way roll, it doesn't mean you fail going into the hex. It means that there's a random mishap on navigating.
But there is a mishap that means you
yes,
don't move into the
it's
next
possible
hex.
that you don't get into
That-
the next hex.
That's what I mean. I think we should play it safe and just move into a hex that we can.
We're gonna have that possibility anyway, though.
No, we can move into a hex for free. That's already explored,
But in the morning, we're gonna have that same.
and we won't have the -2 because it won't be nighttime.
I just feel like it's gonna be a higher DC to avoid Rust Brothers.
Which is why I'm trying to get us out of this hex.
We were in the okay. Sorry to backtrack, guys. We were in the Hollows, right?
The
And
Hollow's
we're-
hex,
we're right
not
here.
the city.
We're in
But
the hex.
we're trying to go this way, right?
No, we're trying to go this way.
All right,
Long
Well,
run.
let's
trying
not.
aside, this way is
Northeast
where
is the direction
northeast
that you think
is the direction that you spotted the
the
thing.
mountains that you're looking for are.
Right. I think that we should just make our way up to Lingmel, and then cross the river there. And
We can cross at
travel.
Lingmel.
Is there a
south.
place? Is there a place to cross the river in Lingmel?
Yeah.
Lingmel is on the river, and there's a bridge in the middle of town.
Just
Okay,
make our way up.
that's
and
fine.
Then...
Let's go there. That's fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't see a bridge on the map, and so I was like,
Got it.
"This
Well,
is our chance
we're
to
from
cross."
Lingmel. We know that there's a bridge there.
Yeah,
You're
you're
right.
traveling
I
into
was
forest
looking
now where your horses don't help you, so this will be much slower travel.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
Still.
So you're gonna go
Oh,
northwest.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Northwest, into the night. Lead the way. Oh, wait. You don't need
No
a lead the
lead the
way
way.
roll. Because these are hexes you've been in before. So you head northwest into the forest, leaving the hollows behind.
So we can only travel 2 hexes in a time slot.
You can only travel 1 hex in a quarter day through
But
forest.
we have horses.
The horses don't help
The horses
in
don't help in a forest.
non-open terrain, which includes forests.
Fucking useless.
Yep, so now you're going slow through the forest on your horses. And, let's see. There we go. All right, it is evening. You have made your way into the forest. Make an encounter roll.
That means no encounter.
Of course it does.
Yep, I've decided. Or a good one.
It can only be a good encounter. You are traveling through the forest and you see before you the broken remains of what was once a building, a civilized outpost in the wilds. Now nature has reclaimed the place, and everything that remains are but fallen remnants and memories lost in the mist of history. You have located a ruin that is a
Another
suitable place to make camp.
Really?
In order to decide the type of ruin and who once lived here, the DM should roll. Please hold.
The DM should roll. Please hold. Those are my favorite please hold moments.
It's a tin ruin.
Is it a hot tin ruin?
Hot tin.
10.
Well, this is just great. Okay. This seems to be the outline of an old outpost built by humans, probably. Probably Alderlanders. So not the Western Rohirrim types that you've seen in Amber's Peak, but more of the traditional farming, town building type humans. Same culture that built the Hollows. So this looks to be some old human outpost that has been abandoned and mostly reclaimed by the forest. You don't need to roll to make camp tonight, and there's no chance of encounters as long as you stay here.
Let's keep moving.
You're going to keep pressing on?
Yeah,
That'll be...
I think so. That's my vote.
That was evening, so now we're into nighttime. You can move another hex during the nighttime, or... What's everybody doing? I just moved it to nighttime, so everybody put yourselves on what thing you want to do during nighttime.
Okay. My vote is keep moving, because Rust Brothers are going to be soon behind us, and I want to put as much distance between us and them.
I won't argue.
I'll argue, Grunrock. Will you keep watch at night?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
How are people on willpower?
I've got 2.
I've got 2.
3.
Wait, did I just get one for pushing a roll on?
Yeah.
Because I succeeded on it though.
Yeah, but if you still push, any skull that you rolled is a
willpower.
and you lose that. You take damage to that stat.
Okay.
Josh, I'm just gonna use my ability twice and give Veloz and Grunrock each a willpower.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Oh shit! You can just give
like
out willpower.
Yeah, it's one of his things. Cool.
Yeah.
So
That's
you're
why
going
I-
to press
that's
on and
why I-
travel at night.
Just
Yeah.
There's no
I am-
lead the way roll since you've been this way before. There'll just be an encounter roll for entering a new hex. Not a new hex, but a hex. And Dahlia is looking up, and she goes, Grunrock! Grunrock! Is it true? You like the Night Walker, right?
How did you find out about that?
Oh, I thought she knew this. Sorry. Hold on. We'll back up. If there's no way for her to know this, then she wouldn't know this.
All goblins like the Nightwalker, right?
No,
it
no,
comes
no,
with
no.
having 4 fingers.
I thought it had come up in the town at some point.
It had come up in Amber's Peak with the dude who was like, "For the glory of Horn," and I was like, "May the Nightwalker protect," and left
Yeah,
him.
I think
And
that's
he
the only
was
time
like-
he's mentioned it.
Huh? Kind of thing.
She was there during that fire ritual, but I don't know if it was on the same night. I'll back up.
I mean, she can ask me. I don't care.
No, if she's not going to
I'll
ask
talk
if she
about
wouldn't
it.
know about it. So
She can just be drunk, assuming racist things like what Bill
she doesn't
said.
address you specifically then, but she's looking up at the moon and she goes, "Is it true that the moon is the eye of the Nightwalker and that he watches what everybody's doing when the moon is full?" I heard that once.
Yeah, it is.
It's true? It's kind of creepy, isn't it?
Technically,
I'm just kind of...
Smoke is a spy of him as well. He can see through smoke.
I haven't really been in the woods at night before, and I don't know, this whole thing's giving me the creeps a little bit.
You got nothing to fear. From my experience, he's the only god that actually cares.
You like the Nightwalker?
Better than the other choices.
Yeah, most of them are pretty bad, aren't they?
All I can say is I've been left out to dry by most of them.
Has the Nightwalker helped you?
At a cost.
Oh. I'm gonna have to ask you about that later, but I feel a little sick.
Rest your eyes.
Alright, into the darkness we go.
All of us hear that whole conversation?
Yeah.
And none of us know anything.
None of us know shit about the
I
Nightwalker.
didn't even know what we were rolling lore for. I just saw 2 people roll, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I wanted to know who the Nightwalker is. I was curious if I knew anything.
He's one of the
Yeah, I
gods.
don't.
There is a shrine in the middle of the Hollows to multiple gods, and it has markings of all the different gods on it, and you all looked at it briefly. He's one of the gods you've heard of. The main gods you know are Horn, because he's like the volcano god that all those Aslian riders worship. Clay, who's kind of the god that the druids and Aeon's people would worship, and elves in general, a lot of them worship Clay because he's like the creator god who sculpted the living things. And then there's the opposed gods, the Raven god and Rust. There's a serpent god and a handful of others. And the Nightwalker is kind of the sketchy god that people don't talk about a lot, but lots of people make offerings to him because they think he's kind of the god of fate or luck or something, and that he can interfere in people's affairs. And so
He's an old god.
he's an old
Very
and
old
sketchy
god.
god that most people don't trust, but some people who are desperate or crazy will make offerings to him. Anyway, oh, we've had a history lesson here. Religious lesson. Here we go. Whoops, trying to fix. Every time I switch to the map, I have to fix the.
Put up, man.
This
Put up a
you
god.
are now entering. You have now entered the hex, where you got in that horrible fight with the skeletons, where everybody. It's probably the worst thing that's happened to you yet. Would happen right here. So
The skeletons? Yeah, I was just looking at that hex.
yeah.
Scary.
You're back in that hex, and it takes nighttime to go through that hex. So now we are back around to morning,
Keep this train a going.
and there were no encounters. So, one sec. Right, you wake up in the morning. Velas, you feel terrible. You have red splotches on your hands, your head hurts, and you feel very, very nauseous. You lose, you take 1 damage to strength, 1 damage to agility, and you need to make an endurance roll against some sort of infection.
Cool. After I lose the points, I need to take a...
Yeah.
Why did you lose these points? What did you do?
Velas wakes up looking and feeling sick.
Okay, I'm going to... what did she take points to?
Strength and agility.
Okay, I'm going to use healing hands on her.
Okay.
And I'm going to use 1 willpower and an extra 1 for being an elf.
Wait, before you do this, is this healing an illness, or is this just restoring strength and agility?
Heal damage 2 strength and agility by laying your hands on the wounded.
Because I can restore my own strength and agility with a quarter day, and it won't cost you a willpower to do it. It will just take
Can
us
you
a quarter
travel
day.
while doing it?
I've got to meditate.
I want to travel.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to present the option before you spent the willpower.
Yeah.
We can give you the points back. You're still sick, but the points being restored means you don't take those penalties to your die rolls if anything comes up. So.
Well, we need to see if I'm gonna.
Can I? Oh yeah.
You're casting a spell to do this.
Yeah, it's healing hands.
Okay.
I always forget, so I'm using 2 willpower, so I'm gonna roll 2d6. I think that's how. You roll the number.
Yeah, it's 2d6. And if either of them is a 1, then you'll have a miscast effect, although the spell will still happen.
Can I make some sort of insight check as to why I'm sick?
You can.
I suppose I'll wait for her.
I was gonna ask too, could I make like a healing check to see if I knew what was wrong with her? I don't know if that would be a healing check.
Can I
You
push
can.
an insight roll?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to. Nope, and I gain a willpower, and I lose a wit.
Vergello.
And before you tell me, I'm gonna push mine too.
To try to get multiple successes? You actually
get
don't need
multiple
to. I can tell you that 1 success is sufficient and you won't get any additional information.
Okay.
She has an infection, and you can see that she has red splotchy marks on her skin, and the welts on her skin seem strangely shaped and to be moving a little bit, and it reminds you a bit of the misshapen corpse that she touched about 24 hours ago.
Okay, that's actually going to change what I do.
Velas.
Mm-hmm.
Your friend is looking you over and trying to diagnose you. You had strange dreams last night that you couldn't remember, and while he's looking you over, you feel like you're slipping back into them a little bit. You are receiving strange visions. You see a man clad in plate armor with a sharp longsword at his side, standing at the base of a great black fortress. And a voice from inside of the black fortress is beckoning him forwards. He has symbols of rust etched all on his armor, and he has a second face growing out of the backside of his neck that's contorted in an expression of just permanent pain. And he is walking up what looks like a massive staircase into this black fortress, and you sort of lose track of time, and he is standing in a vaulted chamber, kind of like the inside of a huge cathedral or something, with incredible stonework all up and down the walls, and the entire chamber is filled from wall to wall with a giant gelatinous creature with tentacles, and it's bubbling and moving, and it has faces sort of emerging and then disappearing into its bulk, and its many mouths have just froth pouring out of them, and it lets out some guttural sounds that you don't understand.
I'm gonna the dagger and just stab my own hand. Try and like shock my body to come back.
Okay. Vergello, you are looking her over, and her dagger just comes floating up out of the back of her hand, and she seems to be in some kind of trance, like she's zoned out, and she's reaching for the dagger, and she's trying to stab herself.
I'll try and snatch the dagger out of her hand so she doesn't stab herself.
You're wrestling with
I
her
don't know
right
what
now.
you're doing. I just see you like
Mhm.
starting to hurt yourself.
You said you're trying to snatch it. I don't know that anyone else can take.
Okay, I've
I
got
don't
a
think you
spell
can
that can
take it.
try and heal poisons or cure sicknesses. So
Okay.
let the guy that's going to heal her step in real quick.
Okay. The two of them are
Um,
wrestling. She is sort of in a trance, so she's not in full control of her body, and Vergello is able to restrain her and keep her from stabbing herself. And so the two of them are rolling around on the ground, kind of in a wrestling match, and you can run up and do a spell if you want.
So I'm actually using Nature's Cure now instead.
Okay. What does
You
that do?
heal a sickness or a cure, you cure the effects of a poison in yourself or someone else.
Okay.
The power level of the spell must be equal or blah blah blah. So, which are 2d6.
All right. It casts successfully with no miscast effects, and whatever it says happens. So what's the effect of the spell?
So this can depend on page 114. And so you heal a sickness or cure the effects of poison in someone else. The power level of your spell must be equal to or higher than the Virulence.
Virulence.
Ooh, that's a new word.
Nature's Cure.
Or
The
potency
power level of
rating.
your spell must be equal to or higher than the virulence or potency rating divided by 3, rounding down. You put 1 into it, and it casts at 2 because you're a half-elf. It works. It purges the disease. Aimee, you are trying to stab yourself, but for some reason your arm doesn't work, and you are like reaching, and it's like you're fighting against some unseen force that's stopping you from stabbing yourself in the hand. And you see the two-faced knight kneel before this burbling creature and say, "Yes, my lord." But you have no idea what it said to him. And then a moment later, you flash awake, and your two friends are standing over you, and you're holding your dagger, trying to stab yourself.
Do I recognize the castle or any of the people?
No.
No.
And you're awake. You're in a forest in the morning time, and already the color of the red splotches on your flesh are washing away and slowly fading from your arms and hands.
This is why we don't loot grossly disfigured bodies on the ground.
I'm gonna make the dagger go away. Well, that was interesting. Yes, dying is not very high on my list of things to do.
You don't act like it. And I
But
just
what
turn
I
to walk
saw-
away.
I'll turn and look at not Vergello, Aeon then. What I saw, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, it started getting a little dicey and I didn't like it. I tried to make it stop. But and I'm just gonna try and relay as much of the vision as I can to him. Just be like,
We're still on the road. Like, we're not camping.
we
Yeah, you're
camped the
trapped.
night.
No,
she kind of randomly collapsed while you were traveling.
yeah, we led the way. We didn't camp.
Yeah.
So, like, it's morning time. We need to eat, and none of us have slept. You just collapsed on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, I misunderstood what was said at the beginning.
Like,
Then.
you fell off your horse, basically.
She slumped on her horse, and somebody stopped the horse and intervened.
On my horse, and I tell Aeon about it.
You fell on your horse. All right, let's walk while you talk. Or we need to roll. Should we rest? Are we far enough away?
You're 2
I
hexes
think
deep
we're
in the
only 2
forest.
hexes away.
Yeah, I think we're far enough out from the hollows, at least to pause to get ourselves together.
Make camp, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking we would just travel until we get to Lingmao.
I don't know if my body can do it. We have to
Everybody is
start making-
tired now. And so if you travel further, it will be a forced march, which requires everybody to make endurance rolls. Anyone who fails suffers a point of damage to agility and cannot hike further that quarter day. because you are on horseback, this is a forced march of the horses, so the horses have to make endurance rolls to see if they can keep going.
I don't think the horses can do it either.
Okay.
Let's just camp.
Camp here.
Camping it is.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody place yourselves on what action you would like to take during the morning, and make sure you do your food and drink rolls if you haven't already.
We're by a river.
You are by a river, so food rolls if you haven't already.
Am I making the camp? I guess
Dahlia
so.
will help.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and fish for food.
With her splitting headache.
Oh, yeah. Dahlia's
Sorry,
like,
folks.
oh, what did I do?
Never drank that much in her life.
Yeah,
And then
it's
rode
been
all night long
so
after.
good.
No camp for us.
There was literally a ruin. Are we not in that same hex?
No, that
No.
was the one before.
You left the ruin behind.
Oh, you... Oh, you're doing fishing. Oh, you
Yeah.
should have rowed for the camp.
No, I don't. I literally add 3, 1 because I'm a fisherman, and 2 because I have a net. I'm not that great. I only have 1 survival.
Got it.
So I catch 1 fish.
Okay. You catch a fish. What was everybody else doing?
I'm sleeping so I can watch while everybody else sleeps.
Okay. Keep watch, and there's no encounter. We do need a make camp roll from Ayan.
I did.
We
I
failed.
You failed. So there's a make camp mishap. Please hold. All right. The flames, oh, this is interesting. The flames from your campfire get out of control and start spreading to the nearby forest. Your tents, sleeping furs, or other gear catch fire. Each adventurer suffers an attack with 5 base dice, base damage 1. Each adventurer must also make a move roll to save their gear. Failure means that one piece of equipment, the GM decides which, is lost in the fire. Yeah. Fire starts spreading.
Don't be Aimee's armor. I don't want to hear it.
I'm wearing it, so if it somehow gets caught in the fire, I will be confused.
This is a brutal one. Okay, I'm rolling this separately for each person. Bill,
Oh, okay.
1 damage. Aimee, 2 damage. Hank, 2 damage. Jesus. Joe, what the? Joe just
Am I
straight.
right?
What the fuck?
Joe, 4
I mean, it
damage.
makes sense.
What is it damage to?
Strength.
Okay.
Did that break your strength, Joe?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, hold on. Then we got to
I
roll
have
to see.
3 strengths.
You guys caught on fire. Those rolls are a little ridiculous.
Josh,
Yes.
since this is in relation to my dark secret, can I forego saving my equipment to instead use my path of the hymn that helps a broken enemy
Yeah.
not be broken?
Yeah.
If you
You'll
just,
automatically lose a piece of equipment, and you're using Path of the Hymn to do what?
You can help a broken comrade within short range get up on her feet. For every willpower I spend, they recover 1 point to the attribute that's been reduced to 0.
Okay.
So I think it's
you can
still a
unbreak
roll.
him so that he can put the fire out. He'll still take whatever critical injury was
Right.
associated with his bad burns. A bunch of your tents and sleeping bags and things, whoever's on watch is a distance away sitting on top of a rock, and the fire quietly spreads to your tents and belongings.
Oh.
And based on the die rolls, it's about as bad as this can go. It spreads without any of you waking up or realizing what's happening until a bunch of you are on fire and screaming, and Joe gets the worst of it.
Joe, why are you screaming louder? You were on fire!
You're all
I'm
on
wondering,
fire.
Does it make a difference that I only have 3 strength and it did 4 strength
No,
damage?
It doesn't make a
Okay.
difference.
You
Um,
recover 2, though. You'll still take the...
And
Okay.
armor... This is neglected by armor?
I
Because Grunrock and I both have armor.
don't think armor's gonna help with fire now.
I mean, I wouldn't guess so, but I just
I
bought
don't think
it.
it does.
I'm trying to get what I can get from it.
This is okay. This is non-typical damage, critical injury. Okay, there's no special long-lasting effect from fire, but if somebody is broken by fire damage, he is going to have terrible burns and be unconscious. He's unconscious until he dies or is healed within 24 hours, but he received healing immediately from Path of the Hymn. So,
Yeah.
so there's no long-term critical injury from it. He catches on fire, he runs off screaming and collapses, and you rush to him while he is in that state and heal him and pick him up, and there's no other long-lasting effect other than him being badly burned, and so he has very little strength for the day.
Josh,
That was
are you
insane. Huh?
Are you gonna glance at our backpacks and tell us what we lose?
Yeah. Everybody can make a move roll. Tell me who failed a move roll. Bill auto fails.
Me.
I auto failed.
Joe auto failed because he collapsed. Who else failed the move roll?
I succeeded.
I succeeded.
Okay, then Joe and Bill are each going to lose a piece of equipment to the fire. Please hold.
I have one fish in my inventory if we're talking about things that
it's
have a random chance of
Cooked
being destroyed.
perfectly.
Completely blackened.
No, I wanted sushi! This fire took everything from me!
I use healing hands on the fish.
Oh yeah, I spent another willpower point to help the broken fish. Live, damn you, live!
Bill fishing net, Joe herbs.
No, the herbs are at 0. I just keep it on there.
Okay, then Joe.
Do it on the burnt holy symbol.
Make it more burned.
You don't have many flammable things, do you? Sleeping first. Got to be sleeping first.
Oh, you cunt.
The fishing net kind of makes sense because it almost is this like that's what I was.
That's the first thing
holding.
that's gonna
We're
burn
holding-
if everything catches on fire. It's
I
like
know.
thin, it's flammable.
I
I was thinking for mine, it's like I was walking back with the fishing net and everything's on fire, and like
Yeah.
I run to like get stuff, and
It's
then
like
I
that
drop the
scene from
fishing net.
Community where Troy walks in. With
Yeah,
the-
yeah, basically.
Yeah. Okay, well that was slightly ridiculous, but whatever. I'm going by the book. This a
did I
bunch of
have?
shit catches on fire simultaneously. I don't think they intended for the dice to roll damage on everyone. Like, it's a little ridiculous that everyone catches on fire at the same time. I think they're assuming like it'll roll 6s on 1 or 2 people because the fire spreads in a direction. But whatever, we're rolling with it. Thanks, game.
Joe, like you said earlier, you were on fire.
Right.
That campfire
Right.
exploded.
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
So can we
Uh,
still sleep tonight?
Yeah, can we still sleep?
Yep, go ahead and sleep.
I would say that was a
daytime.
pretty extraordinary action. Just
Um,
for
I mean, it didn't say extraordinarily good. He's got a point.
Grunrock, will you keep watch, please? While we sleep.
Sure.
All right.
I am very weak. I have 1 strength right now.
There's no
The fire
encounter.
ruined
This,
my nap.
there was
but
no
I got
encounter
you.
for this quarter day. The sleep happens. Keep watch is relevant, and we are on to daytime. Because that was all morning, and then daytime is next. So what are you doing during daytime?
Let's at least travel one hex.
Yeah.
All right. Travel a hex.
I'm keeping my eye out for Marigal.
Okay.
Amongst other dangers, as
Which
I
direction are you going, north or northeast?
Northeast. Let's follow the river.
Okay. Sounds good. You travel northeast. No encounter. And do you want to press on to Lingbell?
Yes, please.
You would arrive during evening. I'm going to move this to evening so that we can remember that we arrive in Lingbell at evening, and that's where we will stop our session. You're arriving in a place that all of you have spent the most time, but that none of us have ever been in the campaign because you were from there before the campaign started.
nice.
Oh,
So
How many people want you here, Vilas?
that depends on who's here.
I'm going to do the XP thing, and we will wrap here. Give me a
I need
moment.
another fishing net, everyone.
Yeah, we do.
Like,
Well,
Good thing we're in a town. Hopefully they sell them.
I don't have any money.
I've got a
Well-
silver and 4 copper. We'll get you one.
I don't even remember how much they cost.
Surely less than a silver and 4 copper.
Okay. Experience. Let's do it.
1 silver.
Did you participate in the game session? Boom. 1 experience. Did you travel through at least 1 hex on the game map you had not visited before? Yes. Everybody gets another one. Did you discover a new adventure site? No.
The ruin doesn't count as anything?
No.
We didn't go into it.
An adventure site is a village, dungeon, or...
It's something you can explore.
Yes.
Not like...
Will
yeah.
Lingmel count?
no.
Come
I
on!
don't know. We technically haven't visited it
We
before.
haven't visited it.
This will be our first time.
With experience, Josh.
Maybe. I'll think about it. For next session. It'll count towards next session if it counts, but I didn't think about it. Dungeon, village, or what was the other type? Castle. It's castle, dungeon, or village counts as an adventure site. It's a place that you can explore and where stuff happens. So no adventure site. Did you defeat 1 or more monsters? No. Did you find a treasure worth a gold or more? No. Did you build a function on your stronghold? No. Did you activate your pride? No.
Did
Bill?
I?
Bill?
Yeah, I did it.
You succeeded without your pride. Did you roll it anyway?
Oh. I pushed the roll.
Did you roll your D12 pride die or no?
Yeah, what, didn't I? I thought I did.
I don't know. You gotta check.
I don't remember you
can't
rolling the
remember.
D12.
I just remember you saying it.
We'll just say no then, because I can't
To
be
get
sure.
credit, I think you only roll your pride if you fail on the roll, and then you are doing the D12 to try to succeed.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So nobody did their pride. Dark Secret gave Grunralk an opening, but we went away from the Night Wargs. Let's see. Vergello gets 1 because he went to protect Aen rather than save his gear. Velas, definitely. You all got run out of town. And Aen's was not relevant this session. So
I
Velas,
responded to the Night Wargs.
you
Not-
did. You
it
did,
doesn't
but
count, but I did respond.
if you got if you had to like make die rolls because of it, or
yeah, for sure.
there was an opening, but it didn't happen because you guys went the other way. So Vergello and Velas get the Dark Secret this time. Did you risk your life for another player character? I'm not counting Vergello's thing for that.
Yeah, no.
I don't think anybody did this session. Extraordinary action. Does anybody want to nominate something? Is there anything worthy this time?
Aen's bomb fire.
I mean, I would nominate Vergello, like, ruining his stuff, foregoing his move roll to save his equipment.
That already gave him a Dark Secret XP.
Yeah,
I don't want to double
my
count.
only thing that I could think about for mine was playing the music for 5 copper.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most extraordinary thing I did.
I think if anything counts, it's maybe Aen going spells to purge that disease when you were in your trance.
That's true.
But the thing is every time I use a spell, is that going to be extraordinary? I don't think so. So like,
I don't think anything counts this session.
I don't know what's more extraordinary, like figuring out that he needed to use the one that cured a poison.
Look, the thing is healing people. That's just what heroes do.
Yeah.
And so
I mean,
every time you
I
cast
don't
spells,
get
it's a
paid.
big risk.
I also called out an
But-
asshole that we put into power.
Spells
but
cost
really,
willpower and they risk mishaps screwing over your character every time you cast them, so they're always a little bit of a big deal. And you did also cast a spell at a particularly opportune time, but I think I'm still gonna not count anything that counts this time.
No, I was gonna say too. My favorite thing I did was lying past the slavers.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. I don't think there was anything that gets the bonus
Yeah.
for this time. There were a lot of interesting things that happened, but nothing like extraordinary is like a creative solution to a situation usually, or doing something that's like high risk, high reward. And I don't think anything this time qualifies.
I was
So
just hanging
that'll
out
be it.
with her. She was funny.
Yeah.
I like
So green.
All right. So that'll
normal
conclude our session. Here's a question: do we want to play on Wednesday the 15th, a week from tomorrow, or do we want to go 2 weeks out to the 22nd?
We please go 2 weeks.
Yeah,
The
no, I was
reason
gonna
why
ask the
is
same
because
thing.
So
I don't know what my new schedule with my new job is going to be like. Well, I know roughly what it's going to be like, but I would at least like to get a week into it without.
okay.
scheduling.
Then I will say on stream that we are planning to play next on Wednesday, March 22nd. It'll start slightly earlier than this session did. I apologize for the beginning of this session being a bunch of technical issues. I'm going to get most of that edited out in the YouTube cut. So remember to follow us on Twitch so that we can get to 50 and post our schedule. And subscribe on YouTube. And we will soon be having another RPG rundown video posted on YouTube. It'll probably be up before anybody actually hears this, unless they're watching live. But
it's about the greatest RPG of all time.
Pendragon. I'm putting up a video on the King Arthur Pendragon RPG, so that'll be up sometime this week. Thank you all for watching. Have a good night. Until next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.